Old man's getting jumped.
Yeah, we are at the place where Kazan has sent.
We're all in a
has
couple of
sent
different genres, right? Yeah, we're all in a couple of different genres right now. Ashton's up there getting jumped like it's American History X. Down in the basement, Kazan is about to get what's it called? Like, what's that one movie where it's the girl actually breaks into the blind guy's house and it turns out he's like a crazy serial killer and she has to fight like a reverse home invasion.
Is that
Kazan's in a reverse home invasion thing?
Don't Breathe?
Don't Breathe, yeah.
I think
Kazan's in Don't Breathe. And then I'm in the background bobbing along in my little levitation boots.
Tasalo, Kazan sent everybody on a side quest.
Tasalo owes us, and he needs to get his life in order. He needs to train Kazan. He needs to get him an A+ education.
Yes.
We gotta find. I don't think we found his tools either.
No, we did.
No, I think they're down with.
That's the way we ended the episode. Is Makeda grabbed the tools? She had walked into the room and grabbed the tools. So,
we had that at least.
Yeah,
add it to group. You see in the top corner, add it to group inventory, and you think, yes, she got it.
So the group went down to this spirit bottle, which is this small little hole in the wall bar outside the city of Jaffa. It's in the swamp area. It's dark and kind of sinister, and you'd be like, who would ever even stop here off the road? They enter and they get that real kind of vibe that where not that they're not wanted, but that just no one's really kind of talking to them. But then the proprietor Seifu starts to kind of chat with them enough. They have a drink. It's really strong. They know that they're supposed to be investigating Seilu a bit because that's who Tasalo believes is up to no good, and that kind of believes that his drink was spiked and he lost his, even though he admits that he lost his own money in this game. The group tries to get a dice game going or some gambling going. No one's really going for it. There's no gambling that night. There's a fortune teller. There's people's fortunes are told. There's a goblin there. There's like a what we would call a Dagar in D&D, but like a kind of a pale-skinned dwarf in dark armor, standing in the corner, seems just kind of eyeing everything. And there's a point when everybody just feels like they're not getting enough, and they decide to leave. So it's raining that night. The rain was raining a lot heavier when they got there. The rain is petered out, but they decide to pitch a tent and then to do some some stealthy and some sneaking around, some Scooby-Doo stuff. And they end up finding their way in through the back because they do notice that past the bar there is a trap door behind Seilu's little bar area. They sneak in there, and then they find that when they go down 2 floors, because the one floor is just like barrels of bottles and stuff. Now the thing is, so far I don't know if any of you have taken any of these bottles, but every drink that you've had has been both pricey and been strong, extremely strong liquor, but also very good.
I think Jumbi was the only one who drank like an actual full glass of it. I don't think Kazan drank any of it, and I think Makeda went yeah.
Okay, and then I think Kazan had a bit.
Didn't want to drink too much.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, we tasted it, and then we're like, oh, that's kind of freakily good. And then Jumbi was like,
yeah, and we found out that it was made out of something that's not
like angel's wings or something crazy. Because now I'm down in their basement, and I'm like, oh, they meant like angels. They meant
yeah, and I think it might have been maybe it might have been a Jumbi that was having some visions of like in that angelic or celestial type creature. They sneak downstairs. Now Ashton hangs back like he tends to do. Your most powerful cannon. He decides to start cooking some food. It gets late, and the bar, everybody who's there kind of hangs it up and leaves. He sees that goblin leave with the dwarf, and they walk away into the rain. The group gets into a fight with every wooden thing imaginable in Seilu's room comes alive as a living mimic. A table, a chair, armoire. They fight the room. They get by. They destroy it all. And thankfully, no one has heard anything upstairs. They hear some chit chatter from the two women upstairs, and it sounds like there's some mention of them being sisters, or at least one of them calls himself sister, calls her other sister. They knew there was a fortune teller, and then Selu is a half orc, so they don't necessarily look like sisters. Then they move the bed. They find a. I'll actually go to that scene here. And let's see. Move the bed to find a trap door, which Makeda goes down into. She finds a pair of, it's 100-foot dark core, like straight drop. There's a pair of boots that she immediately like is able to like attune to, and they are. Give me a second.
When you put it like that, it sounds like I did something stupid. But when you put it like that, Malcolm, it sounds like maybe I made some decisions that I shouldn't have made.
They're heavy,
there's only one pair of boots. What were you supposed to do?
Dark stitch boots made from a hide of something that doesn't walk on the ground. There's a faint rune pressed into the sole of each. And they smell faintly like cold air or altitude. They allow Makeda to levitate and to slow her, almost like feather fall enough down this long dark shaft to get to the bottom, which is almost 100 feet, just shy 100 feet. And
lantern just.
Yeah, I've also put in Legend Keeper how I've put that going forward, those boots and how they operate and how much willpower you use when you use them, because I know we kind of used them just narratively last time, but now you will have them in there effectively for how, if you were to use them again. And I do need to change. Thought I changed that. So then when she gets to the bottom, she finds another room. Going into that room, it's full of bottles. There's about 6 to 8 bottles. I need to confirm the number, but I think one of the things, we were getting down to the end and we had been on the call for a long time. So, Makeda, the bottles. I didn't get a chance to really make them clear, but they're like, you ever see those, like, they're not regular like bottles like a wine bottle. They're like those large champagne style, like
I was imagining amphora, kind of from like ancient Greek ships.
Yes,
like
they're
really
very
big,
large,
kind of lozenge shaped.
But many of them are also like they're not all like porcelain. Some of them are iron. Some of them are made out of like they're sturdy, like whatever they hold, and they're embroidered in like gold. You can tell that every one of these bottles will probably fetch you a pretty penny. And when I mean pretty penny, I mean gold, which is hard to come by. So, but they'd also be each one of them is big enough to take on 2 items worth in terms of how big they are. So when you see the money signs, you also see the table. She sees the table that has the toolkits for Tasalo. She grabs Kusa, she stumbles forward, and she vanishes into the wall. And as she goes through the wall, she finds herself in another room with halls that lead deeper.
I clipped through the wall.
And so before she's had a chance to turn around and try to go back, that's where we are at. At this same time, while he's cooking, Ashton notices that those fellows that were walking down the road in the rain are now seem to be doubling back and walking towards him. Down below, the group hears the cello saying that she's kind of calling it a night, and probably it sounds like she might be heading downstairs. So with that, that's that's not our start, but like when we start, that's our setup. That's where we left off. So if you guys got any other questions for me or anything to add to that, now's the time. Or anything y'all you want to like talk to each other above table, now's the time before we get started.
Okay.
And wherever you left off on willpower, hit points, that is all still the
same.
Did
we roll for our stuff at the end of last time?
Oh, did we? I think we might have just logged off. Did you all roll for?
Yeah, I have some stuff checked that I will uncheck when we roll, so I don't think we did roll.
I don't think we did, so let's go ahead and roll first.
Not, and Sean left a reminder in the chat.
Yep.
Thank you, Sean.
Thank you, Sean. So let's roll for our skills.
The room I'm still in the room where she's coming down too, right?
You're in the room with Sean, who's going to end up being flittered, but like unless somebody wants to run Sean's character, but we'll see how it goes. Yes, you are in that room. You are on that second floor, and then so if I was to kind of, if we're looking at this way, you know, Kazan and Jumbi, and here's the trap door, right? And so right down here, well, if you're calling down to Makeda, she would hear you if she was here, but she's not. She's behind. She's in somewhere else. So when you're calling to her, you're not getting. Suddenly, she's not responding because she is over here.
Great.
So you kind of have to. There is some meta, like you don't know where she's at, so you're gonna have to role play that way, and in terms of your decision making. So I will ask that you all do not strategize with Makeda, but more so think about if Makeda is not. If you were with Jumbi and she would stop responding, what would you do? Now, what I would say is, while you don't have boots, and a 100-foot fall would likely rightly kill you. If you were going down there, you all are adventurers. You've done this kind of shit. You could try to cobblestone it, hold on. You could use a rope, right? You could tie a rope and rappel down there if you wanted to. You could also try to hide if you saw if Selu was coming down. You guys can try to hide in that room and not go down there, right? And just hide and be prepared, or you could just face her head on and see what happens. So a number of different options there to think about. But yes, you all are gonna, it's almost like you guys are gonna be making your own decisions at the opening of this, and for that, even though there is no combat, I am going to just pull initiative cards as though this is combat, just so we can kind of have a flow since everyone's not together.
All right.
Let's see. I am going to pull for Selu.
I'm going to be making a decision. My last decision wasn't very good.
I mean, at least your last decision wasn't jump down the hole alone and then try and get greedy.
Yeah, I agree. I know. I kind of want to go down and be with you, but I don't know if that's a good idea.
I don't know. How would you get down it? Because
You guys, don't you have a rope?
Yeah, no, that's what I mean.
100 feet of rope?
I have rope, but it's like, well, I'll be going down the rope, and she's gonna see her room's messed up, and the rope going down to the trap door.
Yeah, exactly.
Not if y'all rappel and close the trap door. I mean, yeah, that's true. But
this is where having I'm thinking like in D&D 5e having what's that, like the immovable rod? The immovable rod would be great where you can just tie the rope to it and like activate it in the hole in the ground, and then you can just close the trapdoor over it and it'll stay there like really stably.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking, I was like, I can make a hole in the door. The rope. Nah, you'll see that. Yeah, I'll think of something like. I mean, whatever happens, it's gonna be a split-second decision for Kazan anyway. So I'll probably just roll with it and see what happens. I think I have an idea of what I might want.
At least
put it this way, you have some. You might have some time before she gets there. So, yeah, you just well, I don't want to lead too much, but let's see. Did I pull all my? Yep. So I've got Uka the Hobgoblin is at 2, Kazan's at 3, Selu's at 5, Fortune Teller's at 6.
Hobgoblin, you say?
Yeah, he was in the bar. He was just kind of kicking it, drinking a drink.
Oh, he was one of the ones that walked out.
Yeah. He's out there with he's not with you all. He's out with Ashton. So Makeda, you need to pull, and Ashton needs to pull. I know that we have this issue where Ashton can't pull. So I either how have we been getting around that, Ashton? I keep forgetting.
You normally just draw me last, but it always puts me first.
It always puts you first. So
the better way to do it is just make an enemy version of Ashton and just use that for his initiative.
That makes sense. Let's do that. I'll just add a simple. I like that idea.
Because that way, when you draw all the cards, it will draw the enemy Ashton, but it will be where I would be.
Yeah.
False Shadow Ashton.
Because I don't think it distinguishes between friend or enemies and players, except for who actually gets to do the drawing.
it drew that version at 1. That's funny. So there you go. You're 1. And then I'll take my simple boss and remove or hide. So I think we've got everybody. Okay. All right, Hyphen, we ready to do this thing? Let's see, not able to blackout date.
Rolled everything. Only upgraded one thing.
I upgraded 2 things, but they were both super low things, so it's kind of bad.
Hey, at least the thing I upgraded was my crossbow bolts. Now I can get training again. Now that I've upped it once on my own, I'm allowed to get training again.
All right, let me all right, let me just rush. We'll be right back.
What are we gonna do? While he's gone, what are we gonna do?
Potentially throw hot stew in their face.
But that's our stew.
That's
Yeah.
a good idea.
It's a good idea. You have JJ. I don't know if JJ will follow your commands.
Probably not.
I hope so. He's been with us long enough. My idea is to hide.
Unfortunately, I think that without knowing that shit's going down upstairs, Makeda would take at least a little bit of time to look around.
You should. And it's within your character to do that too. You don't even know that they're coming back down.
I know. I think that it's a tense enough situation that Makeda wouldn't be like, la 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 la, time to hang out down here for a couple hours.
Well,
but
you're
it's
seeing all the bottles, and there should be
Yeah.
like gold coins in your eyes right now.
yeah. Now that I'm in this hidden zone, I'm like, check it out a little bit. Maybe try and see if I can grab anything, and then head back up.
Well, do you even have a clear way back up, or can you use?
Well, yeah, because it looks like the levitate boots, I can at least get weightless enough to
Okay.
scamper up the sides of the chimney
Okay.
like Santa
Yeah.
Claus. Plus, I have what spell do I have? I technically have slow fall as a spell.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it's a magic trick, so it doesn't look like I can level it up, and it's only self-usable. Otherwise, it would be great if I could cast it on you somehow.
Yeah.
You just gotta time it right when he's falling to.
No,
hit him
it's
with it.
the range is only self. I think that's what makes it a magic trick instead of like a full spell, is that it's not really the utility of you can cast on other people.
That's a good point, actually, because my magic tricks with my other characters only to myself too.
Wait, say that again?
I'm trying to figure out what we could possibly do, and I realize I have the magic trick slow fall. So I didn't realize, theoretically, someone else when we were back up top could have put the boots on, and then I could have slow falled myself down the mine shaft. So that we
What
could
does
have
slow
ended up
fall?
with it.
What does it have? Usually there's like a size limit. Like
It's self. It's only self because it's a magic trick. So you can't cast it on other people, but it slows your descent no matter the distance.
Oh, interesting.
That still wouldn't work because there's 3 of us.
What is it? How much does it slow it? Do you have to make any kind of roll, or is it just
Nope.
automatic? Just slows
It
you?
just says you slow your fall and land as light as a feather, no matter the height.
Interesting. Okay, so then you could have like given the boots to
To someone else. And at
someone
least,
else.
I don't know. Maybe I gave it to Jumbi, then Jumbi's flittered. I'm down here alone either way. But I'm just. Or I'm thinking, because it sucks that it's a.
I mean, if you want to do that, I think that I hate that when that kind of stuff happens, because I know that
No,
players.
I don't want to do that.
I feel like
hate it, so I'm
Makeda
not
would
gonna do that.
know that she has that magic, so to not think of it in that moment would be like something that Makeda probably would not forget. So if she wanted to pass them off, I'd still keep her where she's at.
Yeah,
you're just
because
saying,
Jumbi would be flittered. It would just be Jumbi would be flittered with.
yeah,
the boots
unless you
down
would have
here.
unless you're saying Kazan would have wore them.
No. Who would decide to stay up top, and who would decide to come down to?
Because you're only thing you're retconning her saying, "Hey, I can go down, be ready to pull me up," kind of deal. But these allow you to float if you need to come down. I guess that's the only thing I would,
Character-wise, Kaz would be more worried about you, I think, and would want to stick with you. Junpei would be like, "I'm fine."
Where'd you get that magic trick? What is that? A mentalism? Which magic trick is that?
Yeah. Or it says
that's extremely powerful for one willpower. For one.
Mentalism.
Oh.
No, well, I think it's powerful, but it has its limitations because again, I can only cast it on myself. I can't cast it on other people.
Got it.
So it's not like Featherfall, because Featherfall you can
cast it on others. You can't save anyone. Right.
Yeah.
But that just means just as long as you have willpower, you can't fall. You can't fall. Like you can't. That's interesting.
As long as I have one willpower, I can't.
One willpower, and it doesn't. There's no distance. That's crazy. There's no like distance to that. Like a magic effect. That's insane. I think that's OP.
Well, I'm glad I chose it then. Very nice and useful.
OP. Especially because it automatically works. So yeah, that's pretty good.
The one downside though is again because it's only for like falling. Theoretically, again, if it's me and say I give Kazan the boots, Kazan comes down.
Here's why you probably would not have given the boots away, because you would have wanted the boots to levitate back up.
Yeah, exactly. Because slow fall doesn't help me get back up.
Get back up. So you would have still taken the boots. Yeah. So you're like, yeah. No, I think otherwise everybody else would just have to tie rope or harnesses to descend,
I think Makeda would have wanted hey, tie a rope, because I think we even described that she is floating the little umbilical, a little rope.
Okay, so yeah, maybe there's a rope.
Down.
Okay, so there's a rope down there.
It like that when I was floating around in the back rooms.
I keep assuming everybody has a rope, but usually, or at least that's something that everybody should buy. A rope is good for everybody to have in their backpack.
Kaz does have rope.
And it's probably good at everybody to extend their backpack so that they can hold at least a couple more items with a was it a larger backpack, or maybe it's even backpack. I think it is backpack that allows you to do that. Okay, good stuff. Then and then am I sharing sound? I know it's probably been very calm.
Hear anything?
Oh, really?
I don't think I do, or it's low enough that I don't. There we go.
Okay, that's it. I pumped it up really loud, so it's just really low. Okay, that's fine, because I imagine when the music gets kind of intense, it'll probably be fine. All right, let's see. Oh, okay. And so tonight we begin our session as the bedroom of the mimics is now just broken, warped and rotted wood, splinters mixed with ichor, and a smell of something that wasn't quite wood. This kind of slight demonic stench. Down below in the shaft, 90 feet down in a room Makeda had secured to Salo's tools, and those boots had brought her down there, but now she is tumbled into a place that that are just dungeon halls that are all dimly lit, as though someone has been down here, as the sconces and overhead chandeliers, candles burn dimly, but from where she can see those halls go on, that you would want to imagine that someone recently lit all of these, and where do they end? Where do the halls stop? Where do they go? Upstairs, Kazan and Junbi stand looking at the mess, but hearing the chitter chatter and footsteps from above that lets them know that Selu is probably headed down her trapdoor into that secondary room, they can hear her kind of moving bottles around, maybe doing some very end of the night management. So whether that buys them some time, but soon enough they know that second trapdoor will open and she will descend down those stairs. But it's two of them, it's one of her. She's just a half orc owner. I mean, she might pack a punch, but Kazan's wielding, his hammers or whatever weapon of choice for tonight. And then outside, Ashton stands in his tent watching as he's just kind of cooked up a meal and sees that those patrons that supposedly had left are now, their silhouettes are starting to appear out of the rain. The pale dwarf, and the hobgoblin, who are coming his way. He doesn't know why. And the party just has mere minutes, maybe even seconds, to decide what they do here. Up above where Kazan is, do they stand their ground? Do they decide to try to buy themselves some time by dropping down into the shaft? They know that probably will. I mean, here's the thing, if Selu needs to come looking for them, she won't have her boots, so maybe if they get down there, but then she could would she take the rope to come after them? They don't know. This is where they all appear to be, and it's up to them to decide, will Makeda try to turn back, or will she explore these dog halls? Will Ashton wait to see what's up with these and risk being jumped, or will he flourish, pull out the stops and use his magic to keep these enemies from closing distance? This is where we're at, and we'll see what they do. And with that, that's how we will begin tonight's session in a form of initiative. So we will start with Ashton pushing in on his character, maybe getting in his headspace for a minute as the time is ticking to see, like, what is he thinking? What is he deciding to do here?
He's definitely a little unsettled by this. Definitely seems like he might get attacked, but he's still going to try talk it out, at least at first. And
is your raptor there? Did you all bring the raptor? I think it, yeah, right? Okay.
I think so.
Yeah, but it would still be tied up to the cart.
Tied up to the cart.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So he's do you then hold your tongue and wait for them, or do you call out to them, seeing as you've seen them? May I ask also what you're cooking, what it smells like?
Probably just a venison stew.
Okay.
With a few of the spices that we got. But pretty basic, of just meat, salt, probably bog water, because that's what's around.
Yeah, boiled bog water. So again,
it's got a little, very gamey.
A little gamey, yeah. And like I said, are you want to use this turn to talk it out, or just wait? Because you do have the first action. Are you saying anything or no? Or saying or doing?
He's gonna call out.
Okay.
Like, oh, you coming by because they didn't serve anything at the tavern? Here for a bowl of food?
And you see that the hobgoblin is wearing this very, like, floppy, kind of old, leathery cap. It's a sad excuse for a helmet with a few studs in it. And he kind of tips his head and some rainwater pours off of it, and he kind of says, yeah, you actually called it. We mean no harm. Me and my friend here, we're planning to set camp down the road when we realize, after such heavy drinks, I couldn't help but get a whiff of whatever you're cooking over here, and thought, hate to be hate to put strain, but decided to ask, since there was no food served, if you'd be able to share a bit of whatever that delightful smelling food might be.
It's certainly not the best, but it's certainly a hearty stew.
The dwarf kind of under his helmet, under like the great helm, kind of looking at you. You kind of see, just kind of seems to be kind of going with the flow of the goblin, but the goblin kind of looks and goes, come on, don't you want to eat? You want to go another night in a empty? You know, we're tired of the bog roots. And so the goblin says, forgive me, I am Uka, and this is Drog, my fellow companion on the road. Yes, we have our own. We could provide our own bowls, and kind of like starts to kind of close the distance to kind of like hand the bowl to you to see if you're willing to feel it. And your raptor kind of hisses and snaps. He goes, "Oh, wow, don't. Okay, there. Don't see those too often in down here. You train him yourself?"
No, my companions train the raptor. That's a bit too dirty work for my hands.
Yeah, I don't hear too many good things about those raptors. I always stick with bovines. They tend to. I've got a orc friend who lost an arm. Good days can turn into a bad day using them as.
I was about
as beast of burden.
The day Ashton calls us his grandkids, I cry.
As they're talking, and Ashton is kind of like ladling, soup into a bowl. Kazan, down below, clunk, clunk, you're hearing now this clank of things moving around, and of Selu above. She might be coming down any moment now. Hopefully not in the next 10 seconds or so, but it may be because she's moving through around, that gives you an opportunity to think that she's going to stay there for now, but she is preparing to come down. You know that to be true. What are you going to do?
I think I might prepare to ambush her.
Okay.
Close the trap door, because I want to be available to help McKenna come back up. And so,
are you going to move the chair, the table, or no? Are you going to move
I'll move the bed back over, and then position myself so that way I can be behind her when she comes down the stairs.
All right. So then I imagine you're telling Jumbi to hide, and then you're trying to hide under the stairs. Okay. Maybe Jumbi hides in the old broken armoire that. So we'll just remove him, as he will be flittered for the time being.
And that way, maybe like right when she like passes, I can get a quick like surprise attack in. Surprise.
Okay. And so things are on edge here. We see like him closing the door, dragging the bed, hoping that Makeda doesn't float back up anytime now and be stuck as under the heavy bed. But he kind of moves over to the corner into the shadow of the room under the staircase as he right then, he begins to hear the trapdoor unlatching and opening from above that is connected to those stairs. At that moment, Makeda, we find down in this new place, this hall, this and it's what I have here is not what you see in front of you. It's really, I just needed a space, but really what you do see in front of you is a hall that goes down, and you see a couple of either they could be like forks in the road, or they could just be nooks from where you are, and then at the end of the hall it curves to the left and you don't see. But like I said, it's dark enough to where things could be hiding in the shadows, but there are sconces every 15 to 20 feet, and then at the main corner at the end of the hall that's probably 40 feet away from you, there's like a chandelier hanging that is kind of with like wax candles on it that's also lit. So you clearly you don't get the feeling you would see if something was hiding there, but you get more of an unnerving feeling by the environment itself. What do you do?
I think the first thing, just free action, would be to test and make sure that the wall I just came through isn't a one-way trip. Like, can I stick my hand through it? And is it a one-way trip that I've just fallen through, or is it possible for me to very easily turn tail?
Can I have a D100 roll?
No.
You got this. You can do it. I don't know if I should be voting for 10% or 100%.
All right, 26.
Okay. And so you turn, like you immediately step through, and you're like, oh no. So like you turn to grab the wall, kind of push your body against the wall, and boom.
No, damn it.
It's solid.
No, scratch. Okay, it's cool. We're so cool. We're having so much fun in the background. In that case, if that is solid, then I am going to say a quick, I can't bury a coin, but I'm going to say a quick prayer to Eshu. Many weaver of many pathways. I'm currently on a path that I don't exactly like the vibe of, but may your hand guide me down the path that you would not wish your servant to go down, and I will I'm going to utilize my treasure hunter ability.
Okay.
So that's let me get that here. So treasure hunter, 3 willpower points. At a crossroads of some kind, you can activate this ability to learn the direction of the greatest treasures. And I think the greatest treasure of all will be a way out. I'm playing. It's probably more gonna get me towards monetary gains, but just to start me off, I'll start with that being my action this turn, is utilizing treasure.
Your god's gonna be like, a way out? Nah, more money.
Money can buy you many things. Money can...
Especially in a locked room.
Yes. Exactly. Makeda's like, hey, I may be trapped down here. Me and all million of my coin.
Swimming it like Scrooge.
So you spend that. Did you actually do are you actually spending? Were you just like actually praying and using willpower to do a prayer, or are you just like that was just more like narrative?
That's
prayer?
not a prayer. That's an ability I have. Is treasure.
Right, treasure hunter.
The prayer was
just
flavor.
Was just flavor. Okay, that's what I was checking.
It's earnest.
Yeah.
It's an earnest. Hey, Eshu, you are the one who you await at every crossroads. So hopefully, you will not let your loyal and devoted servant travel down one from which I cannot return. So I'm trusting in you. Inshallah. In Eshu. And I will.
You will. That long hallway and that curve to the left, or that is the direction that you feel compelled to travel, looking for the greatest treasure.
Okay. And the greatest treasure is the friends we made along the way, bobbing along.
And so
Tripping away.
she's heading down that path.
I'm saying that great treasure better be coming back to Kazan.
I'm being so brave on my own.
Down the path.
So, real quick, Ohan, your mic's a little low. If you can turn it up at all. I don't know what your sound system is.
Yeah, my mic is always low, no matter what I do.
I know on mine I've got the little adjustable dial, but
Yeah, to see if you can the gain style maybe.
Maybe. I have it up all the way on it. Let me see here.
maybe I can. I know in Discord calls you can control the volume.
Yeah.
No, I can't do that.
I feel like I always have some kind of mic issue.
So the path leads Makeda. She turns, rounds the corner. There
Creeping
is
around
about
slowly.
in the next corner. The sconces are off for they're like for another 30 feet. And I know normally like we were using we'll just use dashing rules just to kind of push this. Kind of normally we should only be able to like do like 10 seconds here, but I'm gonna give her a little more time since the way this is all happening, we're not doing combat necessarily. And so just lingering on her a bit as she walks through that hall, and what she stops is she can see the room ahead of her. It's not a door. It's not a. It's just the hall leads into another room space, and there it's a square. It's about space is 20 feet by 20, and what she sees on the floor are bodies crumpled over. There are two of them. One of them, the elf, looks like, even from where you're standing without getting any close to the body, the elven female looks like she could have been a priest. Now you assume they're not moving, so you could assume that they're dead by the like looks what appears to be like dry blood around the bodies. And then next to the elf priest, there appears to be a dwarven fellow who's, based on the bow that you see beside him and the rugged wood-colored clothes that would camouflage him in the wild, you assume to be like would have probably been a hunter or a ranger lying there. And there are satchels on them, like they look like adventurers who fell, and there's gear nearby. So from that's it, and so that's what you see, unless you're willing to also, in terms of around in that room, there is
does it seem like exit? Is it like a dead end room, or does it continue?
From where you're standing, you don't see. From where you're standing, because you haven't entered the room, you don't see another. You don't see another pathway. That I'll. Do you want to? If there's any more you want from here, I'll move to the next.
Move on, yeah. I'll percolate. Makeda's creeping around the edge of the door, looking at the body.
As doing that, Seilu doom 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 kind of comes down the stairs, slightly soft on her feet, and rounds and goes and just kind of stops like. And as she turns, she has like a glass in her hand, and she's still wearing what she had at the bar, and she looks at the room and drops the glass, and it shatters. If there was a moment to strike in surprise, this would be it. Now it's not the next round, but is that what Kazan is going to do?
Oh man. Yeah.
Okay. I think in this situation you have the drop, so what I am going to do is whatever initiative you pull next turn and whatever initiative Seilu pulls, if she is higher than you, then you will swap. And I think that ends our round because up above, while the Shadow Knight got his bowl, we kind of cut to the hobgoblin and the dwarf kind of enjoying their bowl, and the only thing that the knight says is like, just thank you. You mind if we get out of the rain? To Ashton.
Certainly not an issue to me.
Thank you kindly. As we see Ashton sitting under this little tent with these two sinister characters. Now in this, I would almost say I wouldn't do initiative, but since there is some combat that is looming, at least right now with Kazan, we will do a second round. So we'll do a second round pull where everybody goes ahead and does their thing. I am going to... Sorry, I moved the...
Oh, hey.
Sorry, let me move back to... There we go. So it looks like you all are still...
Oh, pretty good.
It took
All
my...
right, I made the right decision by knocking her about the head. Now that you've done the buys, I feel a little bit better, but still. She just wanted to get a little drunk. That's all she wanted.
So yeah, this ends up being like a grand misunderstanding.
Yeah, I hope so, but man, I don't
Doubt
know.
it. I miss at least Grindbone. Here's the thing about Grindbone, and I'm gonna continue in this vein for many moons until we get back to Grindbone. At least Grindbone's honest about itself, right? Like, you know what you're getting with Grindbone. Grindbone is loud and proud scum. Like, they advertise it. It's clear. You don't get deceived. This whole deception, that's what I take issue with here, is the deception of it all. Be a hag. Be murder travelers. But just don't lie to me about it.
I completely agree, actually, and I mean that's why I'm hitting first, because I know that she's been BSing everybody.
Yeah.
What did you pull, Kazan?
A 1.
1.
Oh, okay. So I'll have to put it for you because I had to restart the.
Okay.
Oh, and then I got a 2.
And you had a 2. Okay, so Makeda was a 2, and then let me do Jameson's figure. I pulled, and that's gonna put you, Jameson, at 6. And then our goblinoid friend is going to be...
So we're friends.
Wait, how did... Well, that's impossible. Somehow it drew Makeda 1.
Oh.
That's weird. Oh, I see why. Because Makeda drew 2. Okay, I see what it was. Because when I restarted... No, it's because when I restarted it, the fortune teller drew 2. So that threw it off. So the Makeda would needs to be 2. I'm making the fortune teller 3. Kazan's 1. Makeda's 2. I still don't know why. I still don't know how the Shadow Knight goes.
Shadow Knight gentleman.
He's the dwarf. He's the dwarf.
Okay.
So I'll just pull him and draw him.
It's like when Malcolm accidentally shows us like a giant freaky minifigure on the board, and I'm like, "What's that doing there? Why is that there, Malcolm?"
Let's see. What is he now? Does that put him right? He should be 5. Okay, so he's 5 now. Well, so I'll do that through everybody. Okay, so you all have the. Looks like the jump here. Okay, so for the sake of this round, Kazan, you're up. So what does this? I mean, yeah. Are you knockout blow? Are you killing Uh,
No, I would really like to just knock her out.
Yeah.
so what are you using?
A hammer.
Oh, you're gonna use a hammer. I don't think hammers are used to knock people out, bro. I think if
Clang, Maxwell Silver
the hammers you're using cave people's skulls in. Like, there's no, unless you're telling me using the backhand of it, and then that would be if you're gonna do that, then it would be a brawling, and you wouldn't be able to use the actual damage of the hammer. You'd probably be using an extra d6 or something like that. But
That brawling sucks.
I mean, if you're trying to just use your hammer, that's fine. But I don't think you can call a knockout blow with that hammer, with a hammer like that. Just, yeah.
He's like,
Imagine like a hammer from Home
shaking
Depot.
his head, putting it away, pulling out a smaller hammer.
Imagine sneaking up behind somebody, hammer with Home Depot, saying, "I'm just gonna knock them out."
What do you think they used to do before anesthesia, Malcolm? What do you think they used to do before anesthesia?
Oh my gosh. So what are you doing? What are you using? I'm okay. If you're gonna do hammer, it's just more likely that you're gonna kill her. Like, which is okay if that's what you're doing. This is your decision here. So.
God damn it. All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm just gonna hammer time.
Okay.
Activate dual wield too, just so that way I can try.
Oh, you're gonna hit twice. Jesus.
Yeah.
This is called murder.
Malcolm is like, "Why are you guys killing everyone?" And then he's like, "What do you mean? You think you're gonna be able to knock her out with your giant hammer?" We try, Malcolm.
Warhammer.
Show that we tried to not kill her.
All right.
Okay, first one's a hit.
Okay.
And then let me think. What is it? Actions. Warhammer. That does not seem right. That's a D8, D4. Oh, one more D8. The first hit does 14 damage. The next one, I'm gonna fix that. Let's see. It's a success again.
Okay.
And it's just a 2. 12 damage.
So describe for me what those, 2 blows look like. I'll describe how she reacts to them. Are they like quick in succession, or just, or you?
Yeah. Just like
Jesus.
I'm just trying to put her down quick because I got no armor.
So as you just whap whap, the first one, like, it's so quick. The first one hits her in the back of the head, and the hammer like cleaves all the way in. You hear it kind of pop into the skull. You try to go light, and she kind of staggers, and she pulls herself off it where there's a bit of matted clunk of skin and bone on the top of it as you come down for that. Before she can kind of turn on, that second one cleaves into her like orbital socket where she was just about to get a view of you, and before she can let out a scream, she just crumples over on the ground and is silent. Didn't get out a curse, a word, and lying next to the glass that shattered there on the floor, the half-orc lays dying, blood pooling out of...
Yeah, I'm not gonna be happy about it. I'm just gonna be like, I did not see it. I'm gonna take her and just move her away from the staircase, and then pat her down to see what she has. If there's anything I can do to help with getting McKenna out.
Oh shit! This stupid camera keeps... No wonder, I was like, why am I stuck on Makeda in the back rooms? And it's because my camera's not responding. I was like, thought I was showing Kazan, But if it doesn't, it's fine. But I'll try to fix it here really quickly here. But not that we really need it at the moment. And so you go, you kind of sigh, and let's see, is it working? There we go. Let's do one quick thing. See if I can do my tabletop. Deactivate, activate. Hopefully that fixes it. There we go. All right, so crumpled over, and you go to kind of grab stuff off of her, and her face twists around, whips and looks at you, and it just has this distorted ugliness to it, and she hisses, ah! And then her body just bubbles and burns away into she kind of shifts into shadow and ash and is gone. There's nothing there, nothing left. Nope.
Okay.
The clothes are left, her crumpled clothes, and I'll give you one draw of treasure that would have probably been in her pocket, which I think I left my treasure cards downstairs, so I need to do them by the book. Let's do a roll of I think it's gonna be, let me pull it up here. Should have had it open already. Let's see. Actually, can you just roll a d20 for me? Six. All right, roll another d6 and multiply that times 10, and that's how much silver she had in her pocket.
All right, I got 50 silver.
Nice. And then let's
see, where do I put silver here?
Muted. Yeah. Do you want me to add that to the group, Wad, or do you want to keep it on your own thing?
And then in her hand, I'm gonna add that she dropped a glass, but she had a chalice that she was pouring shots into. That fell on the ground too, and that is worth 1d6 times 5 roughly gold coins. The chalice, if you were to keep it.
Okay, I'm gonna I'm gonna see that. I'm gonna think of McKenna and be like, all right, McKenna will be happy with this. 1d6 2, so times 10 you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 20 gold.
No 1d6 times 5.
Oh, okay.
So 10.
So 10. Great.
So this finds you empty in the space, Kazan. Down below, as you look around, you realize, I don't know what you're, clearly she's not an orc. For all intents and purposes, the funny thing that also stays is the blood marks on the ground. So she definitely was hurt. So the blood doesn't evaporate, but the body did.
This is not good, but okay.
Makeda, down below, the bodies are there as you enter the room and look around. If I was...
sorry, okay.
Oh, no, you're okay. There is a... Try to see if I can do a quick... In the room, there's the path you just came from, and then going into the room, there... this is all... I know I don't have it. This is all wall. There's 2 bodies in this room. So you got one entrance here, and then that's it. But there is another entrance that you couldn't... Once you're in the room, you can see there's an exit right here. So there's another hall going down that way. But entering the room, there's still just the 2 bodies, crumpled over, the elf and the dwarf. I know I don't have the proper bodies here but we'll use these as stand-ins. What are you doing here?
I am muted. If I take out my seeing eyeglass, can I like try and tell from this distance like what killed them? Is there a trap in the room? Do I need to be cautious? Like I don't want to approach before I check to make sure that they didn't die by walking over there.
Yeah. Can I have a... What's your awareness and what's your spot hidden?
My awareness is an 18, maxed out.
Okay.
And my spot hidden is 17, almost maxed out.
Okay.
I'd be seeing these glasses.
Yeah.
I'm seeing everything.
Give me the spot hidden, and then you're telling me that gives you, what is the thing gives you a boon? Okay.
Yeah. Great. Success.
Okay. So, and you said you're looking for what again? You're looking on them to see what?
I want to make sure it's safe for me to approach the bodies because I don't know if they died right there because they got like hit by invisible arrow trap things. I'm checking for traps. Traps / cause of death.
What you notice, you don't see any immediate traps. Or any points in the floor that might divot, or any openings that might shoot darts, or spikes might come up. You don't see any piercings in their body from that. Without rummaging through their clothes, they do seem to have valuables on them that you could take if you just walked up and decided to. And like, there's a few things peeking out that like look like they could be of value. But one of the big things that you notice in terms of figuring out what may have happened to them that kind of lends itself to you looking for that those is their blood smear from the two bodies. There's a smear that runs from the bodies and runs up the wall, up to about from the floor to about 9 feet. The ceiling is about 15 feet tall. It's like a square box, but the blood runs up the wall and just stops. And right like below like a 5-foot section of the top of the wall. This is probably doing it backwards, but now give me an awareness check. I should have had to ask for the awareness and then the spot hidden, but we'll take the awareness, which is better now.
Also a success.
Okay. So based with the eyeglass that you're using, you can kind of see that there's a slight indentation in the wall where that section of the wall is false. So if you were to climb up about 10 feet or hop up, you can see a couple handholds on the wall and push in or something. That is where that drag mark leads to. So there is another passageway out of this room in that section of the wall above. And then the other way out is down the hall, the other hall, and so there's 3 ways: the ways which you came, the new hall, and the secret door, and then there's the bodies and the things that might be on them.
Okay. If I don't think there's any traps, then I will creep up and I'll search the bodies.
You find on them the elf priest is carrying their garbs are very... The elf is has like a my descriptions are not good today, like a kind of a beige skin color. Her hair was kind of amber in tone but very coily, and she has a bit of splash of freckles on her face that are also mixed with some of the blood. And her priest robes are rich and vibrant in color and texture, and she carries many totems or signs of the many Orishas. The one that is most prevalent is Yamoja, who is the goddess of, I want to say, the rivers. And on her, you find a potion. That potion is kind of a greenish hue. And then on the dwarf hunter, give me a second here. Sorry, yeah, so Yamoja would be like mother of the sea, often connected to sea, sky, connected to cloud dragons.
Wife
and,
of Oleron.
Yes. And then the dwarf appears to have been maybe like a hunter, maybe even a druid, and he carries, like, in one pocket there's a little wooden or a metallic totem of Shango, god of lightning, and of like the sky, and even also of fire, those kind of powerful elements. And then he carries on him had a tube, like a map tube, and inside of it you find a water damaged map, and then he also had a bone key that seems to be made from an index finger.
Freaky.
And
I'll take,
now, in addition to these things, on those two things, those more important aspects, there is a short bow, if you want to take it, and then whatever's left of his quiver, there's probably a few arrows. And then you two can also give me 2 treasure pools. So you are going to roll 2 d20s and give me 2 separate numbers. And these are going to be more randomized things that you might have found on them. That would be more gear related.
First one's a 19.
Okay.
And another 19. Should I roll it again?
Yeah, just roll a 19 again. Let's give you something else.
13.
13. All right, so let me see. 13. 3d6 times 10. That's going to be silver.
$86. 70 silver.
Ooh,
don't mind that.
You guys are killing it tonight. And then that imagine that silver that came
killing it the way we've been
that came off of both of them, and then on the priestess, like this bracelet of Yamoja is a 2d6 times 10 and is a gold bracelet.
2d6 times 10.
That is that's specifically
10
a
times
bracelet.
10, 100.
Jeez, okay, worth 100 gold coins. So that is a physical object, though.
Okay,
and not
slip
just
the
bracelet.
Of Yamoja.
Yep.
Yamoja.
And
I'll slide the bracelet on. I'll take the silver. I'll take the potion, the key, and the map.
Okay.
I'll leave their like figurines. I don't want to mess with any god stuff that's not mine.
Suddenly, down the path, the new path, you hear like a skittering.
Up the wall to the recess door. Up the wall.
You start
Up the wall. Crossbow in one hand.
The wall is flat. The blood is somewhat dried, but you realize the wall doesn't have really any major handholds on it.
Oh, you said it had handholds. Damn. Okay.
Did I say that? I thought I meant down I thought I said that earlier about the shaft. This wall seems to be it's going to be, you can try to climb it. It's going to be difficult. But we'll come back to you as you try to.
I'll
You could
activate
also
the
do that,
levitate
yeah.
the boots. Yeah,
Yeah.
because you said it takes some willpower, but on the
Once a day for 15 feet, it's free. And
Okay.
then if you go beyond 15 feet, it's like 2 willpower. Then it goes 4 willpower for anything higher than that. So you would only need the free activation, but you
15
can only
feet?
do it. You can only do it once. So you can only
I have the
activate the
levitate
boots
spell,
once per
so
day.
I'll do
So
it for you.
I'll allow that you. Oh, you have the levitate spell too. So there you go. So you have. You're the wrong person to have the boots. Like
Hopping like
altogether.
Mike. I'm jumping.
So yeah, and so as you levitate up, we will come back to what you find there. Let's see if there's any reason to. Well, Salu's down, back out. So Ashton is sitting there eating with these fellows, and then suddenly the dwarf kind of goes, "Where are your traveling companions in all this rain? Why aren't they here having a meal?"
Oh, they're off to go find a set of tools. You may have overheard them talking about it. Though they just went to go visit the tavern after hours, see if they can try and negotiate. Maybe it's a better time, seeking shelter from the rain, maybe give a better offer.
Huh. We didn't see nobody go back up when we left. And, Salu said she was closing up shop for the night. You saying they're back up there? And he kind of lip peers out, shh, in the rain. I don't see no lights on. Kind of looks back at you. And you get the feeling that he finds it very suspicious. Can I have a disadvantage bluffing from Ashton?
Bluffing? I'm not bluffing. I'm saying exactly what's happening.
You are. Well, you said right, but you said they went back up, and he's registering that as, are they up there talking to Salu? He doesn't see lights on in the bar, and so he's looking at you like he's calling bullshit. So okay, I'll say this instead. If without making a roll, he's looking at you like he needs more. You get the feeling that you've got to try to talk yourself that even though you're telling this kind of half truth, he's not. Because remember, a bluffing check is still just a check whenever you're trying to convince someone, where you're still trying to hide some. You're not trying to give them everything, right?
That's a fail. I got a 19 and a 17.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. Did you actually want to try to role play it a little bit more instead of making the roll, so it seemed like you were saying you wanted to do? But I was.
My bluffing's a 5.
He's like, well, they came to look for. He just goes, tools, huh? Tools and.
Yes, for enchanting weaponry and armor. We have a smith in our group, and he's wanting to learn because it could help us in our own adventuring and whatnot.
Maybe I should go on up there and check on him. And he kind of goes, kind of like goes out to go into the rain, and kind of typical kind of knight paladin behavior, kind of self-righteous. And suddenly a little hand grabs him. The hobgoblin reaches over. Can we not? Can we just take a night off and enjoy this food? I'd appreciate that. And the dwarf is kind of looking down at his arm, at almost not to the point where the hobgoblin slowly takes his hand off of him. And Ashton, the hobgoblin, his eyes are going like, don't do it. and the dwarf is looking at him. And if this was like in a Western, it would be a shot push on Ashton's violet glowing eyes, on the beady eyes of the dwarf, and those sad eyes of the hobgoblin who just wants to enjoy this gamey venison stew. And then the Shadow Knight swings his weapon out at Ashton to.
Why? That doesn't seem very logical.
What have I done to you?
I was about to ask him, like, what brings you here? Continue on the conversation.
This is so now here's what I'll say is if this doesn't go, he's gonna get it. It's a tight space. Ashton kind of sees it coming to give him Bane on the attack roll of the hammer that he pulls out. Playing him, brawling hammers. We're gonna do Bane and roll, jump to present, and he failed. And so he swings the hammer in the small tent. He it clampers, it hits the bowl, the venison splashes and spills. Everyone staggers back as the tent collapses in the rain. And he's kind of for a moment. There's just like everyone's moving under the tent as he's kind of everyone's trying to get themselves and rip themselves out and standing there in the rain. At that moment, Ashton, when you do kind of make yourself, when you both come out of the covers that are draped on you, the little goblin is like looking at you like, I'm sorry, with this like spear in his hand. I didn't want it to come to this. And the dwarf is standing there. Shh, they lie. They're trying to take Selu out, and then Ashton, it's your turn.
Selu.
It's your. Do you want to attack, or are you going to continue to like talk to them? This guy just tried to hit you. You've got magic at your fingertips.
It seemed to come way out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Just like, who is Selu, and what's her importance?
I'll tail your dead body. He says he doesn't.
That does not work for me.
Well, it's not his turn, so if you're letting the count tap down, your time is going to pass you, Ashton.
Oh, if it's my turn to actually act and
yes, it's your turn. Yeah, that's what I was actually saying. It's your actual turn to attack. In the
gotcha,
because he was right before you and he missed. He tried to get a.
Let's go to them spells.
Did you look at the map also, Makeda, momentarily that you had found on the water damage map?
Yeah, I would kind of.
Okay.
At least have opened it up to like see that it's a map, but as soon as that chittering happens,
yeah, you're like,
we're outie. We're outie.
I'm gonna try.
I'm gonna upcast Stone Skin, and then I'm gonna teleport away using.
Are you gonna do both of those? Okay.
Yeah. So that'll be 3 willpower for the Master Spellcaster. 6 for the Stone Skin at 3rd level, and then how far is teleportation? Up to 100 meters at base. So yeah.
Wow, so you just teleport somewhere into like the forest.
And 11.
To where did he go? 6.
I mean, I'm still in sight, but I'm a
okay,
good
just
50 feet away, so I can smack them with spells. They gotta either use a ranged weapon or try close the distance.
For sure. Come back here. As this.
Why? You're trying to kill me.
The hobgoblin goes, "Ha! I didn't sign up for this," and he starts to run, and then he stops and he grabs his bowl off the ground. There's still like it dropped up, and he just snatches it and he just flees away.
I feel like he felt her get attacked, and that's why he's reacting like this, out of character.
Let's see. I don't have anything left in this turn, so we'd have to go to a round 2.
And I did succeed my rolls to cast the spells.
Yep. And then what we're gonna do, let's take a quick break because I actually have something I have to kind of draw up really quick for Makeda since she found the map. And I'll give that to you here shortly. So we'll just take a quick 5. Yeah. Let's see.
Bet.
I didn't do anything.
You really did. I was surprised that they struck out too.
Yeah, I think it's because like he's under oath or contract to Celea, and when you bashed her with a hammer, he probably sensed that and immediately went on the
Well,
offense.
it
That's-
sounded to me.
That's a
It
good.
sounded to me like his buddy is like, "You don't kill them. Come on, man. Or don't kill him. Like, I'm tired of having to kill everyone who tries to help us." It sounds more like he's just going around attacking people as his MO, and his buddy's like, whatever.
That could be it too, but
Like, just that they're like brigands.
I
Is
mean,
that what you are, a brigand?
I mean, he was describing him very paladin-like, so I thought he
Maybe
took
his god
issue-
is like the god who likes attacking people. God who likes attacking liars. I don't know.
said it was a shadow knight, more like run the fade knight.
Obey your master. Come crawling faster. Whatever that
What?
song goes. Master of Puppets.
Yeah, I know the song.
Obey your
Great song.
master. Dun, 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 dun. Come crawling faster.
I just haven't heard that version of it before.
That I only remember those 2 lines version.
Master.
Dun, dun. Thunk. Oh yeah, Sean's in. We all, Sean is right. We all should have just been garbage men or electricians.
You should what?
In Discord, he's like, I should have just been a garbage man or an electrician. I'm like, yeah, we all should have been garbage men or electricians.
Yeah, I guess. But when we were making these decisions, how did we know?
I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm the only like actual blue collar worker out of this group.
Yep.
The pay is atrocious. Would not recommend.
Well, any amount of pay, I'm about to potentially have no pay. So.
I guess. I mean, I can't even do that work with my joint issues and shit. So I feel lucky to have the job that I have.
A friend of mine is trying to convince me. I might apply. A friend of mine, we're probably recording, but a friend of mine is trying to convince me to apply for a teaching job by him over in Maryland. I'm like, it would be great. Sounds lovely. He enjoys it, but Maryland. Moving to Maryland.
I mean, if there's money there, you might as well.
Might as well try, right?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know.
It's so far away.
My coworker has been really depressed lately, and like he's like, I want to leave this job, and I'm like, and do what?
You have to do what he has to do what Sean's doing and chase the next thing before he leaves the place.
Yeah.
Or I mean, my friend's older brother, a different friend, older brother, he has this habit, she says, where he will quit a job, take like a couple of months off to go like live in Japan for like 3 months, and then as soon as the savings runs out, he comes back and he finds another job.
Yeah, if we could still do stuff like that. I used to know somebody that do stuff like that too. He'd like save enough money to go like and like travel in like Asia, backpack in Asia for a while. Then he come back.
Yep.
And he used to be a programmer.
I mean, I have the option to like disappear for a year on a deployment,
No.
get a bunch of tax-free money, and then return and not have to work for a year.
But what would we do without you for that year, Jameson?
I mean, it depends on where I'm deployed to. Like,
You said disappear on deployment, so I figured that would mean that you wouldn't
Oh,
be
no.
able to.
I mean, it depends on the sort of deployment I was going to. Like, there's a lot of open spots for medical personnel
Oh, yeah,
at
yeah, that
Guantanamo
training,
Bay. So that could be real good, pay-wise, but personal life-wise, eh.
Now that you got that girlfriend.
Yeah.
Ta-da!
Oh, there's Megatron.
Megatron.
Say hi to Sean, Megatron.
He's not here. Hi, Sean. Let's do a little Megatron dance. Do a little Megatron dance. Boo, boo, boo. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, ba, ba. And then he said, fuck you.
Nope, he's doing bunny kicks.
He loves his bunny kicks. He has like his paw fur, like the inside of his paw fur is so long and fluffy that his rabbit kicks don't hurt at all. They're just little padded. Pop, 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 pop.
Adorable.
What a widow woozer. Are you a widow woozer?
Malcolm, did you hear the joke I made about the dwarf knight guy?
No.
Oh, I said you called him the Shadow Knight, but he's more like Run the Fade Knight.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. That's a good one. Oh, man. Yeah, he definitely wanted that smoke. He's just like,
Old man, too easy. And then he's about to get his shit pillared the
yeah,
fuck up.
pretty much.
Ouch. Ouch. Why are you nibbling?
Hopefully we don't run into any more dwarves. Ashton's not going to look too kindly upon them anymore.
I got a dead one down here for you, Ashton.
Last dwarf I ran into tried to swing a hammer at me for no reason.
I gave him
Hammer
food.
at me, little man.
Oh my gosh, so I started my summer job driving for 2 hours each way to get to this prison I'm teaching at, and I ended up I'm carpooling with this guy. I didn't know him, but not like too well. Turns out, huge Lord of the Rings nerd, so we spent like all 2 hours talking about the movies, the Hobbit movies.
Nice.
I need to rewatch the whole trilogy.
Yeah, that's something I have not seen in a while.
I should probably I think you're right. I should show my kids those movies. They constantly quote "You shall not pass," but they have no idea where it's from or what it is.
So good. Do it.
Yeah, I should.
This is probably not going to make sense, but that's kind of the point of this. This is like the map that they drew on the way to where they were. This group.
Okay.
It's like, because it wasn't like they were following a map. It's kind of like they were scrolling.
Oh, like they were drawing. Yeah.
They were trying to so I'm gonna
Gimme. Where is it at?
put this over. I'm gonna put it in Discord.
Gimme. Makeda's little paws. Gimme.
Gimme. I feel you rushing me. I feel the anxiety. Like, okay, I'm trying to. So the start is not where you are. The start is where they began. So their start could be your exit, or unless you were to double back at some point and try your.
But here is where they ended up.
That room is where they ended up, and that line above them is likely to be the room that you are going to right now or heading to. And the room you have has the 2 passageways doubling back. So that is what you kind of have to guide or go off of.
I'll take it.
Let's pull initiatives for another round. I only see one enemy on the board at the moment, and for.
Makeda's thinking to herself,
and
like,
then
gosh,
let me do Kazan really
they're
quick.
probably so
Ashton.
bored up there just waiting with nothing happening while I'm down here stumbling around.
I'm looking at my kills going, oh god, what did I just do?
Ashton drew a 7.
Well, your kill, you can't stare at her anymore. She turned into smoke and she got outie, so who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at like the blood.
Like the raptured, empty clothes. Like, ooh.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Do you think he actually killed her, or do you think she got out of there?
I think that she became incorporeal and is going to come back later.
Scary.
So I mean, just one thing that Kaz is going to do next is just pull that bed back out and open the door, so that way it gives you a shot to come back.
Gotcha. I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
Okay, so yeah, that puts you at the top of the round, Kazan. So you're pulling the. So when that's you're now she's gone. You're pulling the door. You're opening up the trap door. You're peering down the hole. I imagine you're calling out. You've got no response. I don't
hear any of it from.
And you don't hear any of it from where you're at. Actually, let's. Roll me another D100. Roll me another D100.
Okay.
Not you, Kazan, Makeda.
Okay.
I'd be rolling these D100s, though. 87.
Pure randomness. And so, Makeda, you hear like Makeda. You hear Kazan calling you, but it's so faint, and it's coming from it. The directions are changing.
I don't think Makeda would shout from where she is because I don't trust that I'm alone down here with that skittering noise.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna focus on skittering through this hidden door that I found. But
so I mean, now the thing you got to think about here, Kazan, is considering she's down there, she hasn't come back up. You know she's got the levitation. You know she's not responding. Would you go down? Because what would you do now? You know, you've cleared this room. Would you just camp here and wait for her? Would you go down? Would you go upstairs? Would you go out to talk to go fill in Ashton on what's going on? You know, like what's his, or is he just going to kind of stay here for a little bit and wait? You know, yeah, it's only been, you know, it hasn't even really been a minute or so, but is he's just going to like camp out and kind of see if something changes? But it is a little weird that he could hear her before and now she's like, there's nothing. You know, she could be in danger. She might have fallen and hit her head. I don't know. Like she's just not responding.
I'm gonna figure there's only one bed here, so I may be good for the night. And I'm going to tie my rope onto something like really sturdy to climb down.
Okay. Give me a fully advantage, because you'd have to time to do it, and give me a bushcraft check for going down into the tying and descending into the. Because I'm not really giving you won't need an acrobatics check as much as like bushcraft is like is the rope sturdy, is it good, you know, that kind of thing. Do you find something that's strong enough not to snap on you? All right, cool. You make your way descending down into the dark. When you get down there, you see in the room no Makeda. A room full of fancy, large bottles, some of them iron in nature. Those 8 large, you know, bottles, each of them different in scrawling or, you know, titles on them when they're like, you know, hard to not, you know, it's not that, you know, I don't really have time to read them. Some like dust on the covers of each one. You can see the little table where the tools were, but you do notice that, well, give me an awareness check. There's a table there's like a little table that's collapsed over that looks like it was holding like things, and it's just like laying on its side.
Awareness. Failed.
Okay. Do you want to push it or leave it at that?
I'll push it. Oh no, actually, hold on, let me look.
And if so, what will you take if that's what you're going to do?
Yeah, that's what I'm just looking, because I already have one.
You already have a condition.
I'm gonna leave it at that.
You're gonna stick with it?
Yeah.
Okay. So as far as you know, this is, you know, Makeda's not here. You would have to kind of it's going to take you another turn to kind of rifle around and you know, do you call out to her to go again?
Yeah. Not like super loud, but like, you know, just McKenna, damn it.
Where are you?
Makeda, you hear his voice, but a little bit louder this time. Faint, just a faint bit louder, as though he's slightly closer. In that moment, we move back outside in the rain. The Shadow Knight standing there, realizing that now this teleported wizard has got him dead. He knows. I mean, he knows a wizard. He knows he's got him dead to rights. As I imagine, like open field, trees all around him. He just starts to run. He just starts to book it for the bar, for the house, for the cover. He's just running up that little hill, and he's just able to actually I'll because these dwarfs don't make a lot of speed. Usually they're 25 feet. Let's see what his is actually. What's his speed? I've got him at a movement. Yeah. So he's 25 feet. Yeah. So if he dashes, he can dash about 50 feet. He's in the heavy armor, so he can make it. He can make it to the place. He bashes into the door, and that's where I'll give him a roll. I will give him a strength roll here. His strength is, let's see. Oh, he's an NPC, so might not have it. So it might just be based on his brawling, which I'll do his brawling, which is a 14. And I'll give him a boon check to see if he can burst, to see if he can knock that door in. So you see the door swing open, and so now he's inside. So you lose sight of him as he runs inside of the bar, which is like, it's just dark in there, and you know it's small. It's, the place itself is only like 20 by 20 feet. So he's just ran in there. The hobgoblin has just run down the road into the rain. So they both have just kind of done split, where one of your enemies is still close by, kind of trying to maybe hopefully play a little. He knows he can't beat you in the open. He knows there's no point, so he just goes for maybe he's going to find Selu. Maybe even that's what he's doing, but he just runs. That takes up his turn because it's a full blown dash. Ashen, it's yours.
I will yell towards the goblin, be like, "Are you gonna try to kill me too, or are you just gonna get out of here?"
No, thank you, sir. Thank you for the food. If you're
This seems
ever
like a nice. This seems nice.
if you're ever in Jaffa, reach out. We could always use a magician to rob people together. He's a smart hobgoblin.
He seems nice.
He doesn't want to die here. And now here's the thing. I'll say this. Based on your range, you probably could kill him. You probably could burn him out if you wanted to. I'll leave that up to you. But
No.
yeah, you just
See, I'm going to go towards the secret entrance that they found, except for I'm not being stealthy about it.
Okay, so you're running to the secret entrance, and what's your speed? You're probably going to be dashing too. I would just say to close that distance, you're going to be dashing as well, since we don't have it like on a map. I imagine
my
like
speed is 10.
Yeah, so 5. So same thing. Same as you and him are equally matched. So you make it. You're just going to different. You went to the back side. He went into the front side. You're going in under. He's going in above. So you're coming in like in right below the floorboards, right behind the bar. As you enter into that space, I'm just sharing this to remind not like you like what I shared. There's basically just mostly bottles and barrels in that small room, and now here's the thing: you run over there. You're not trying to hide yourself, but are you trying to be quiet, at least as you enter? Almost like so you can like plot where he is above you. I'm trying to assume what you're trying to do, or you just coming in kind of doesn't matter, just trying to get in guns blazing. Because I imagine if you are, I would ask for a stealth check to see if you can stay quiet so he doesn't hear you below him, because he would be right above you, and that allow you to get a drop on where he's at, or even pinpoint him below the floor.
I'm trying to regroup with the party.
Okay, so you're not worried about making noise at all, is what you're saying?
Nope. Shit's at the fan.
Okay.
Practice out the window.
So as you get there, you're rummaging, you're looking around, you see the door open. You see a staircase leading down. The room you're in is dark, but there's I wonder if there's any dim light on downstairs after you all bash everything out. I imagine that you'd probably, if Kazan went down, he probably would have left. I don't think there's any like maybe light on in that room. So there in the dark, it's very hard to see. There's a little bit of noon light from the secret passageway in that just kind of plays off of giving you a brief silhouette of what might be down there. You're still getting that reek of almost like of ichor, and it smells like decay, and it's probably coming off of the dead mimics that you can't even really make out at the moment. And as you're rummaging around, cling, you like kind of like are trying to get to that space. One of the, you know, you're moving things. You kind of you push your way through. You hear someone moving upstairs, and you hear them stop. And you hear boom, 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 like heavy footsteps moving above you towards where the trapdoor is. But of course, not his turn. Can't get there now. But you know someone is coming. Now you've used up your turn just getting into that space. Your rest of your turn, you could dash further down those stairs and into the space on your next turn. So both of you are out of anything that you can do there. I think that leaves us at. Makeda's already gone as well. Wait, Makeda, did we go with you?
I haven't climbed through that hidden door yet.
So I think we skipped you. Yeah. I think we're kind of like playing with everyone.
I've heard Kazan's yelling. I don't really want to. I mean, you said it got louder as he came because he's not through the wall yet. So you're
in the space, right? You're in that.
And that chittering is coming from somewhere.
Yeah, and so.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna free levitate the boots up to the door.
In this door, you push in the. You realize that the slight indentation in the wall itself, it looks like a secret door. It too, you just kind of slip through it. It just kind of flickers for a second, and it's like a false wall. Tumbling. And then you just stumble into a corridor where you almost you can't stand all the way up, and you don't have to crawl on your knees, but you kind of have to hunch forward, to like it's a bit tight. It's wider than it is high, and there's clear evidence that at least a body was dragged from downstairs up the wall and into this corridor down where you're facing. The wall goes down 30 feet, and at every 10-foot section there is a silhouette shape on the wall that you like in. It's now you're also in the darkness, so
I have the wisp lantern.
You have the wisp lantern. So with the wisp lantern on, this dim lighting, these almost look like burned silhouettes of bodies on the wall, like every 10 feet on either side, like in a strange pose, almost like they're just silhouettes, like can't make it any facial features or anything. And then at the end of that hall, you see like a T section where left the similar to like what you see on your map. It goes left or right, and there's like as you hold out the lantern, there appears to be some kind of symbol right there on the etched on the ground. That's what you see.
I'm gonna go to the end of the hallway.
Okay.
As I pass by the shadow figures, I'm gonna try and hit their poses really quick. If they're in a weird pose, I'm gonna look and be like, and then move on to the next one. Go. Then move on.
And as you walk to the end of the hall, this corridor has, so the corridor on left and to your right has these let me actually should try to play this out so you can actually see it. This is a strange session since it's like literally split party session. Like everybody's different, somewhere different.
We're all chilling.
Yeah. I want to say we've got there we go. So at the end of that hall there, left or right, like the hall to your right goes down a little bit, goes down about 15 feet and then hooks this way. And then the hall goes down this way, seems to, hook around that way. And then there's another hall where you can dip down here, where it's kind of hard to see what's down there from where you're standing. Sconces are lit in each, and then in this hall, though, there are a number, like here, every other 5 feet, there's like a little nook, and in those nooks, you can kind of make out skeletons kind of lying in the little nooks, almost like crypts, and their eyes have like gems in them, like little could be rubies, little different colors, like they just kind of glint in the dark, but they don't seem to be moving or anything like that. And then you notice that the blood patterns that drug down this hall, they look like they got dragged that way, that direction, to the left.
Okay, but according to my map, that's not the like end point of their map.
No.
Okay. I'm gonna avoid that because I'm trying to get out. So I'm gonna say a prayer and continue.
And you're gonna continue with this way?
Yeah, I want to continue following the map, that right-hand turn that's gonna eventually bring me to that other chamber.
To their start, maybe, or you're trying.
That's where I'm trying. I'm trying to get to their starting point.
To that chain. Okay, to that. Yeah. So you're gonna like hook around this way.
Yeah.
Got it. And so, suddenly, you begin to hear. So the minute you like step over, you realize you're standing on that that symbol in the ground, and the moment you stand on that symbol, you start to hear like breathing almost sounding in the hall behind you, and it feels you feel like an ominous presence, and so you kind of turn and you realize all those little shapes that you struck a pose are like shadowy. Like they look like zombie-like figures, but when you cast the light on them, the light doesn't reflect off of them. They just look like darkness. They look like shadows, but they stagger towards you. They don't move very fast, so hopefully you can outrun them. But
I'm gonna be.
But yeah, they begin to.
Okay, yeah, I'm not running them.
They begin to stalk. They begin to stalk you, like these shadowy zombie-like figures.
The Scooby-Doo running noise.
The kid it takes off running down the hall. This leaves us to
Pata.
starting a new round. Looks like because I
Usain Bolt the way I am out of there.
I am drawing new cards this round.
Fun.
I need to do one for Ashton. Oh, that's weird. Why didn't it draw? Okay, now it's not drawing my Up until now, everybody I've put in his show. Oh, maybe because they weren't. Okay, I'm gonna remember everybody's draw right now. I remember Kazan is 4 and Makeda is 2. I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna restart. Alright, so we got Makeda at 4, right?
I thought I drew a 1, but
1, I'm sorry. Kazan at 4. I think that's what it was. Yeah, you're good. Sorry. And then I used to like it where they used to automatically draw these new necks. I'm gonna complain to them about the new update. And then let's see what Ashton gets. Ashton, I see, is 5. And let's hide Salu. And then let's remove. Let's see where our Shadow Knight gets. He's at 2. Okay, so Makeda followed by Shadow Knight. So you're running down this so much track. Makeda's doing a full blown dungeon crawl at top speed. Like, so she's like 152. What's your dash speed? So what's your movement speed if you're running?
my movement speed is normal. What's it called? It's 14.
14. So that's pretty fast. So you're 7. So if you were to go. So when you turn the corner, that gets you to, there's like a junction where, as you round that corner, you know, if you look on the map, there's a hall that goes at a slant, and then there's like a little, like, room there's a nook right below you, and in the hall before it slants, these halls are about, by the way, they're about 15 feet high, they're about 10 foot wide. And the architecture continues to change in different ways, but they're mostly lit the same way. Mostly like flagstone, maybe brick, and yeah. So this let's see where you're at. That hall that goes at an angle. All right, so you just have a long hall ahead of you, and then behind you at the south, if you were to go to that south hall, you see you can see that down there is a room that leads to another hall behind you, the one that's going south. And there's like a strange, like, it's in the dark. You'd have to kind of head that way to see what it is, but there's like above the rounded hall or doorway that leads further, that like at that angle that they seem like they didn't go down to, there is a like a quote above the door, like etched in the door in like a common tongue. And then from where you are, the hall that you're looking down, that one if where you're standing, if you just continue to dash down the long hall, if that's where you're trying to go, also down that hall about halfway is a door to your left. It's closed, and then the end of the hall leads to another room. That's basically all I can kind of say.
Okay, I'm aiming for that other room. If
That
I'm
other
following
room.
the map.
Yep,
to
so that
try and
map.
Get out, then yeah.
So then so you end up dashing about half. So you're about halfway down that hall is where you get. With the, I know that it's really Jameson's, but for the sake of the creatures that are chasing you, I think they only move. I'm just gonna move them because they're not gonna make it to you because they're moving so slowly. Yeah, so dashing, they move 6 spaces. So they're just shuffling along as you dash down the, so you're like, they're not going to catch you, but they're kind of, you can hear them behind you as you run. The Shadow Knight kind of comes over and kind of bursts into that doorway, kind of like sliding down the ladder into the space with Ashton, and again tries to swing that mighty, tries to get another blow at him, knowing that if he doesn't fail this wizard, doesn't get the right landing blow, then he is probably going to be destroyed by him. He will not use... Oh, I probably should have used that last. He will, yeah, just going to strike with the hammer. Regular strike here. Fail. All right, this old man is, as he kind of swings over you, or as you step back, maybe as Ashton, as you step back into the stairway, you're able to like step into the stairway, and the hammer smashes against another one of the walls, breaks one of the barrels. Come here, and then it is Kazan's turn. Kazan, you are down there, kind of bewildered by the fact that you can't find where Makeda went. What are you doing? And then from that, you suddenly above you hear like some commotion from above, and hear the the voice of the old wizard and someone else having the scuffle in the room above.
Oh, I recognize it to be Ashton.
Yeah, let's just say you do.
Oh.
Now it's 100 foot, so but climbing up, you're not even going to make it there to the next turn. But if you are going up there, but you do know he's up. You can hear that, and then your something about your your intuition tells you Makeda went somewhere. There's some magic afoot, right? Like the meta tells you she's somewhere, but you haven't been able to find it. So you can either spin the turn trying to figure it out, or double back and try to help your friends, or do something else. I don't know, or maybe even drink one of these bottles for goodness sake. You don't know, they all do different things. So
that's my mind, actually.
Makeda, I also forgot to tell you, you need to give me a Bane willpower check.
No. Why did it have to be Bane? That's a fail.
Okay.
I want to spend my turn to see if I could find any clues on where she went. Is that possible?
Yeah, give me a spot hidden.
Spot hidden. So here, I'm actually gonna push it this time. Pass.
Okay. Sure enough, you're feeling around on the wall when you're like looking around. You notice that stool, that same stool that the last 10 seconds ago you didn't see. And I said it was laying on its ground. The little table, the indent, the part of it looks like it's flickering, and it's like halfway in the wall, as though there's like an illusion magic there. And so when you touch that spot on the wall, your hand goes right through it.
Right. I'm gonna look up and be like, Let me just get her now. Come back for you, Ashton.
Again, moments later, right? We kind of keep things moving. Moments later, you're in the same room, dead bodies on the ground. Would you have called out? Would you have?
Yeah.
Now his voice echoes through these halls, so you hear Makeda, and now at this point it sounds local. You know he's in here with you. You're halfway through that hall, Makeda, when you stop. You in turn look back as you can hear the sound, Kazan's vocals, running through the halls. But you can also hear the shuffling of those shadowy creatures behind you.
Okay. Yeah. I'll shout back. Kazan! I'm being chased by skeletons!
I'll start running to the voice.
Okay, so run off. We'll leave that there as you're running. We will move to right before. Let's see what I might do here. Down as you trying to get back where I was at, but Ashton, you're backing away from this dwarf that is swinging hammer at you. I am actually doing this a little bit more for the flavor because this character can get to you, but I imagine like as is happening, as you step back, right, maybe the other group, like hanging on the wall that's on the stairs descending down, there's a mirror, like a mirror on the wall, and you look into the mirror like just and you see the fortune teller. And the fortune teller is looking at you, and she reaches out and like comes out of the mirror. And as she does, she reaches out and grabs like your shoulder, and as you're like still flinching away and moving, I need a Bane con save. Unless you got something else.
Is it considered an attack?
It is not. It's considered it's like a monster spell.
Monster spell.
So it's like when monsters like the it's actually because it's I'll tell you it's not an attack. This is why I say it's not an attack, because it's not going to do physical damage if you fail.
Gotcha.
Now I'd say if you had like Matt, if you wanted, it's actually here. It's considered a curse. She's trying to curse you.
Thanks. Unfortunately, I have not taken the Begone magic spell, so
yeah.
I was gonna see if I could try Stone Shield it to reduce damage, but it doesn't sound like that would be an option.
That won't work here. Yeah, because technically the way I'm flavoring it, she doesn't even have to touch you for this to work. She's just like looking at you, like, she reaches out, and the effect is there. You just have to you feel that magic, and you realize Stone Shield won't do anything, so you just realize you need to resist it, and your body needs to be able to resist it.
I passed my Constitution save
At a Bane.
12 and my constitution is 14. I rolled a 6 and a 12.
All right, there you go. So as you stumble backwards, it doesn't take effect, and you realize like the curse would have what I was looking would have kind of enfeebled you and would have made your agility all at bane, and would have made your movement half. So it's just like trying to slow you down from getting away from. Now, for intents and purposes, you are still locked. If you were character to character, you would need to make an evade check to get away, which is why she was trying to make you have to make that at a bane so that you can't get away from this dwarf and have to potentially stay close and fight him. That fails. Her turn is done.
Is she around to be attacked as well, though?
She is. She's kind of in there in the mirror. And then your turn.
Oh, she's in the mirror.
Yes, she's in the mirror.
Ah.
And so when you first look, she looked like the fortune teller, and then her face contorted and changed, and it's very hag-like.
Alrighty, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cast Stone Pillar, and my intent is to smash the dwarf into the mirror.
How would you do that? The mirror's on the side wall next to you, and you're going to smash. The spiller goes up. You're trying to squish him in between, is what you're saying?
Kind of up and at a diagonal.
Okay.
From beneath the dwarf towards the mirror.
Gotcha. Okay. And then go ahead and roll for it. Now so the way it would still work is your normal ability, right? Where you're taking, is it like this pillars? Oh yeah, because you're smashing it, basically like the short. Pretty much, I'll treat it like ceiling damage, same thing. So we want to.
He can dodge it if he wants to.
Okay.
Or actually, raises 3 meters high, 1 meter wide from the ground or a stone floor. If someone is standing in that spot, the victim must make an acrobatics roll.
Okay, so that's who was in the mirror in the moment that you look and saw her. And when she used to look like that lady. All right. So then I say that I am not going to. He's already used his turn, and he doesn't have fast footwork, so he can't evade it.
No, he gets to make an acrobatics save against it.
Oh, he does. He gets to make an acrobatic save. I see. Yes. Okay. Let's make that then. His acrobatics is probably not that great. His evade is a 12. So we'll do his evade. Roll. And that's a fail. So yeah.
So that'll just be 7 bludgeoning.
So many the madness happening in this room. So the 7 bludgeoning as he is attacking, and
hopefully breaking the mirror.
The hag is so it's just shatter the mirror. He'll take 7. Ooh, his armor I think is gonna eat up just about all of that except for maybe 1. He is
very armored.
Yeah, he'll take 1 damage.
Since he's now predisposed, I'm gonna look for.
You hear the scream from the hag, and she disappears too as he smashes into the mirror. But then you hear something rummaging upstairs. And if you recall, there was a mirror in the room in the main hall behind the bar, in the set piece. So maybe she's gone upstairs too.
Or she was upstairs trying to cast through the mirror.
Maybe. So we've got so he's taken 1 point with that move. You said were you going to say
the bed?
Hop onto the okay.
You don't have to do this.
He kind of looks around. He says, "I kind of think we do." We move. These rounds are moving pretty quick. Back to a new round. I'll do. Let's see what Ashton gets. Ashton, I got you at 3. All right, let's see. Fortune teller. I'm just waiting for Makeda and Kazan to pull.
Oh, sorry.
No worries. Yeah. I think, and then let's see.
We're all in encounters where the other person would be doing much better.
Would be like everyone's in the wrong room. It's like
If Jumbi were here and Jumbi was getting chased by skeletons, totally cool, normal, average weekday.
I don't
If
think
I
they're
was-
they're like
they're not skeletons. They're like shades. They're like shadows. Like it. So the skeletons were in the room that you ran by. The skeletons didn't get up and move. They stayed dead.
Oh.
It's those. Remember all those like shadows that were on the wall? Those things are chasing you.
Things?
The shadows
Right.
came out and are chasing you. Yeah, they're like just hobbling down the. Kazan, you are up. You are on the other side. You're trying to work your way to where Makeda is. I imagine, because I can't really play this like dungeon crawly style because everybody's too many different places. So I imagine if you go in the direction of where you hear, if she was to call back, then I guess you do see the opening above. I'm just going to say for the sake of time, you see the opening above where the smear goes up on the 2 bodies. And so, that would be like that. You kind of naturally know that's the fastest way to her.
Okay, I would go that way.
Okay. I'm gonna give you a little bit of leeway here because with dashing and stuff, your turn would probably be over. But I imagine with how slowly they shuffle in that hall, you end up basically just catching up at the end of that hall with the last of the shades, as Ashton is calling them. And so as you round that corner, you see this long hallway full of these nooks, and each of the nooks there's all these skeletons with jewels in their eyes, but also in the hallway are these shambling creatures that don't like the light. They just seem to absorb the light. They don't have any features. They turn and these clawed hands, if that, and one of them kind of turns. You hear where the gaping mouth should be, but you don't even see that. Just literally like a shadow. You're close enough to strike at one of them if you wish, or do something, or take an action on one of them if you wish. And you could see all of them, so they're like in a line, all staggering, because they would all be staggered because they all came off of a wall, and marching they would be in that marching order. So there's one that's closest to down the hall that's turning to go where Makeda is, and there's one that's closest to you.
I see Makeda.
You can't see Makeda; she's around the corner. They don't see her either. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I have to intuit that she's down this way, though, right?
Does Makeda call back when you? Or no?
There's skeletons between me.
Yeah, so she said. So then you know the general direction. You know she's down. You know that between you and her are these. She keeps calling them skeletons, and you're like, I don't know why she thinks these are skeletons. But sure.
Well, they said they already see me, so I'm just like, they're not skeletons, Makeda.
And Makeda, did you pass your?
They might as well be skeletons.
Oh, you failed that willpower check, right? Or did you?
Yeah, I failed.
Okay, I never got back to that. Okay, can you roll a d12? Can you roll a d12 for me?
D12. Never rolled this. 11.
11. I don't even know what that does. All right.
Well, I think it means that I win.
I think so too. I think I'll go with that.
Yay.
Okay. Kazan, did you strike, or did you do anything, or no?
I haven't said anything yet.
Oh, okay. What were you gonna do? Remember going back to that thing being in front of you? Are you? Yeah.
So
Here's what you could do. You could either kill the thing. You could also spin. You could also dash and give you a boosted. So if you were to dash, maybe you would have to make multiple evades to kind of get past them. They'd be like clawing at you. You'd be trying to weave between them to get in front of them, or you just strike them. You start to just take them. Hopefully, try to take them out one at a time.
Trying to evade is not something that so I'm just going to strike, because since that's what I do. I'll activate my dual wield just in case again. You do the willpower there. Okay. Let's see. Bro hammer, go!
Bro.
Success. Let's see. That's a 1, 2. And my bonus.
I thought you would just fireballed that elf, Ashton. Because the armor would cook him. I mean, the fire would cook the armor.
Okay, that's 13 for my first attack. That's on the second one.
Okay.
And then 8 on my second attack.
Okay. So the the first one you strike through, like you are able to tear into them. Strangely, it's not like you also have magical weapons, but it's almost like you feel like you're almost like fighting smoke, but where you do swing, their bodies open up and they kind of hiss as though they are feeling some type of pain, and then they just kind of fade away. That one that you're fighting is gone. Now there were 5.
Oh fuck, there's so many. Okay. So after, can I still move a little?
No, you're done on that. Because you ran the first half down the hall. You struck. You're done. Makeda, now you hear Kazan close, or you could. So you're halfway. There's a door to your left, and then there's a room directly ahead of you. You can make it to either. The door is immediate. The room is about like 7 spaces, so maybe 40 feet or so up to see what's in there. And then doubling back gets you to the hall where you actually see Kazan, but you're probably face to face with the horror that's chasing you.
I don't want to get stuck on another one-way door situation without Kazan, so I turn around and I see Kazan. Kazan, over here.
So you go back. Okay, so you're going
I got the tools.
back far enough to.
I'll go if I can make it back and still have.
Yeah, that's 7 feet. It's about it's about half your.
Actually, no, I don't go back. I whip out my little crossbow.
Oh, now here's the thing though. From where you're at, you can't see them because you're in the long hall that's at a dangle, and Kazan's in the hall. Kazan's in the straight hall. So
I do need to backtrack to get to him. Okay, I'll backtrack at least to get to him. Backtrack, Kazan.
So I can kind of build in a very haphazard, very quickly state, since it kind of makes sense now. So as she comes around that corner with that arrow, Kazan, I'm not doing anything on camera. Let's back up a little bit. What's a better? Let's pull all the way out. And maybe go boo boo boo. And we'll push in.
Okay, yeah.
So she turns that corner. Kazan's just killed one of them. There's another. There's one here, just about to be close enough to you. There's another one here. There's another one there. And then there is a, actually one here, one
There's a
directly.
lot of them.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them. Okay. If
And-
they're that close, then I'll just use my dagger, but I'll go in and try and take a stabberoonie. I've got my action still. What did failing my willpower save do?
Oh yeah, I just haven't gotten to that. I mean, keep wanting to do it, like talk about that on the when I get through the whole round. So right now you're okay. So this turn nothing. It's gonna do something, just not right now.
Okay, well I'm gonna take a with that hanging over my head, I'm gonna make a successful stab with my dagger. For 8 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Or slashing damage.
And we're probably going to wrap up tonight when this combat is over,
Okay.
for the sake of time for everybody.
So, slash knife.
Slash knife. Yep. So you knife one. How much damage?
8 points of.
8 points. So you slash into his, and it's like right into where its throat would be, and it goes and just fades away.
Oh, cool. That worked. The kid is like, okay, cool.
So good shit there. Makeda kills one. Now there are only 4 of them. So they die easy. They're not extremely strong in that regard. Back upstairs, facing back upstairs, our wizard is facing the dwarf and potentially a mirror hag. What does he do next?
Do I see that hole next to me?
Oh yeah, because Kazan did move the bed. He originally moved the bed back, but then he moved it back and then he went down. So yes, the door is open. The trap door is open.
There's still a rope hanging down.
There's
too.
a rope there as well.
Cool.
Now in the panic, because there is tension here, you would have to give me. I'll take acrobatics. I'll take strength or bushcraft for a descent into something like this. Strength, because that's not a skill, I would always take it at disadvantage because you're doing it in a moment like this, which is probably not the one you want to use anyway. It's probably not your best suited. But yeah, that's if that's what you're gonna do.
That is not what I'm gonna do. That's an excellent assumption, though. No, I'm gonna try stone pillar push the dwarf into the hole.
Where do you put I think you abuse this spell. Where are you stone pillaring? The wall outward, pushing him this way? Can't you only stone pillar from the ground upward?
Is it not a pillar if it's on the wall, Malcolm?
I like his thought. I just don't know if the rules is written say that this
Have we
pillar
not used
can
it
be.
before
Just
that way?
Jameson uses this. I imagine this pillar just comes out like it's like one of those punching things on a on a swing.
Yeah, in like a
boy,
funhouse,
yeah, he just hits people with it. That's what I'm trying to understand. You tell me, how are you? I'm trying to see what you're saying is actually what I'm saying. Not that I want to say no. I'm like, how does because the pillar comes out of the ground, right?
Not that I want to say no. Parentheses.
But how? It's one thing to pillar him into the wall as he's coming down the stairs and smash him against the wall. I see that, especially because the pillar is like a 5-foot space, so it just fills up that entire space. He gets pushed against it. But how do you get him all the way across the room into that hole? Is what I'm saying.
By upcasting it, because for each time you upcast it, it gets. Let's see, because it's a 3 meter long, and you add 3 meters for each time you upcast it.
I think the only thing I guess what I'm saying about a pillar is I think the way you use pillar is like you I guess I'm trying to see it in my mind. You're telling me you can cast this pillar at an 8, like at it where if it's coming out of the ground, I don't see how it gets him. At most, it angles him into the ceiling, right? Like he smashes up here and gets blood and guts dripping off the ceiling, unless you're seeing it launch him. But I don't see how it gets him over here. We're talking 10, 15, 20, 25. Unless you're telling me the pillar comes out of the, can it come out of the, basically what we're asking ourselves, can this pillar,
it comes out of the ground.
It comes out of the ground. That's my only problem with it. Yeah.
I will run to the other side of him.
If it was wind, I know there's a wind spell. That would make sense because you just blow him across the room into the.
That's what I'm about to go do.
Okay.
I got a backup plan.
Okay.
Yep. I'm gonna quickly. Let's see. Whirlwind. Is that centered on myself?
So you're gonna.
I gotta see. Quickly read what it does. Spell creates a mighty whirlwind around mage. Okay, so yeah, I gotta be. Creatures in the area are hurled 2d4 meters away. Okay, so I gotta run to the other side of him and then
So
do forward.
you're trying to move over here. So far, that would you could get there because you move what 7 spaces, so, and then you are doing it. And that pushes him.
But
7
I gotta cast
meters.
it and then I gotta roll. Because what is. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20. 30 feet would be how many meters? 10. So I'd have to upcast that to level 2. Actually, I might have to do it to level 3 for the eating. Actually, what's Gust of Wind? Oh, nope, can't do Gust of Wind.
10, 20, 30. Wait, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. You need to get him about 30 feet. If you can push him 30 feet, that's the sweet spot. Because each one of these boards on the floor is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. This is exactly a 30 foot. And then he falls to his death.
Okay, so yeah, I've got to upcast it. That is a 6, so that will succeed. And let's go for the meters.
All right, so
7 meters. I think that's enough.
yeah, that's enough. So,
But now I'm also at risk of whoever's at the top of the stairs coming down to blast my.
That's true.
And potentially ruining the armor he was wearing if we were gonna try to loot that.
Actually, 7 meters into feet is about 22 feet. So you do have an upcast to get it to 30, or is that's the farthest you can do push him?
So it makes it. Okay, so it'll deal 7 bludgeoning. And then. Oh, so it just increases it by an additional 4. So it's 2d4 meters and then an additional 4 meters. So it'd be 10 meters.
10 meters is 32 feet. That'll
But it
take.
only adds an additional d4 of bludgeoning damage.
That's because that's the least you're concerned, because you want the 10d6 damage is what you want that he's gonna fall to. So if you want to roll that, or do you want me to roll? So 10d6 plus that additional damage is what. So he starts to get pushed. He's like, no. And he's like, hold on. He's like, tries to bite his hammer into like the floor. It starts to scratch. He starts to slide. He's like, you goddamn wizard.
You attacked me first. This is self-defense.
It's justified.
I'll see you in hell.
Say hello to all my enemies for me.
There's a moment right after Kazan like stepped through the wall. There's just like a silence, and then whack! This guy just like mangled body in armor.
I just think it's my hammer like hitting something.
That's so funny.
Got a bunch of mini d6s.
Oh, man.
That are useful counters, but let's see.
Yep.
It is so. I'm wondering at the end of all this whether we're all going to believe we're all going to believe Ashton when he tells us that this is what happened, or if Ashton's even going to say anything.
Oh man.
Did you stew?
Well, I'm hoping he does. Like, let's see if he survives this. But I'm still waiting for you to roll dice. I imagine he's gonna die, but yeah.
35.
Oh yeah, he's done because the armor doesn't count. Like if he had armor, if that was like normal, like bludgeoning doesn't protect you against that kind of fall damage. So he's done. So he's out of there. Shadow Knight is dead. Because your armor is essentially just falling into the armor into the ground. Same thing with fire; it doesn't protect you. He's dead. Now we turn our attention to those skeletons. Those that they will.
Hey, you said creepy things are following me.
No,
what creepy things are likely to
because
follow me?
I mentioned there were skeletons in the alcoves, so it makes complete sense. And
I
then,
was imagining them coming out of the alcoves and
yes,
following me.
they were kind of the distraction. They were like the diversion, but they weren't the real.
They were the red herring.
Yeah. Yes, and
I was thinking
so
it was like, in The Mummy when they come out of the walls.
yeah.
Look at Megatron.
So they move 2 to attack Kazan, 2 to attack. Let's see.
Oh no, Malcolm, my willpower failed.
Yep, it's gonna be at the end of the turn.
Okay.
Yep.
Just want to make sure you didn't forget.
It's going to be. Haven't forgot. Let me roll a d6 here. It's gonna be 1. So the first one that rocks up to Makeda is going to just headbutt you. And so unless you can try to dodge it. Oh no, the attack cannot be dodged. It's a headbutt that cannot be dodged, and it just does D8 damage.
Well,
Makeda will take only 1 point. So your
which with my quilted armor.
Or will
I take
yeah.
none. Ha!
Good stuff.
What is it like? Headbutt me, and I'm like,
It's kind of like a daze. You just easily shake it off. It's like a punch to the face. The second one is going to do. I'm making their attacks kind of random because they don't really have a lot of thought behind the way they operate. So this one is going to. So this one is going to claw attack. So it just reaches out, clawing at your body or face. This one can be dodged if you want to.
let him hit me. Let's see what he does.
This takes D8. 8 points of slashing damage.
Minus
one. So 7. And so
maybe I should have done
it cuts through your quilted armor, and right where it leaves a scratch on you, McKenna. And you look down on the scratch, and you see it looks like you have fingerprints, like in scary movies, like burned on. You see the prints holding on to, like, just still there, and you feel like an oppressive feeling there that will not go away. We'll roll on that later because you will have to roll for like a disease, like the opposed roll. The second one, the next one will try to bite Kazan. This one, it's like its head is just coming at you. Do you want to
fast footwork or?
Yeah, do you want to fast footwork or take it?
Fast footwork, yeah.
Okay, use your willpower. The next one will.
I have to roll an evade, right?
Yep.
Oh, I failed.
Failed. So you will from the take D8 damage. Where is that in the background that I'm hearing? Is that like I'm getting like a feedback from someone's room. I don't know who it is. 3 points. I don't know if that doesn't get to your armor. Kazan, right? So.
Well, my armor got that acid damage from last time.
So what did it go down to?
Oh, I don't remember. I thought it was probably already all the way gone.
What was your armor tip top? It was 6, right?
Yeah.
I thought it had gone down to like 3 or 4. Like I think it was like. So yeah. Next time you have to mark it, like save it somewhere so you have it until it's repaired. So we'll say it's if it's 3, then you're not going to take any damage from that attack. Okay. The next one then is going to try to. This is the last attack from these shadow creatures. Creature's going to try to grab you while you're fighting one of them. One of them tries to embrace you. This one. Yeah, you can try to do another fast forward if you want to. I don't know how much willpower you have.
Yeah, I could do that.
Okay.
Okay. Skills. Evade. Guy successful.
Okay, so you jeep out of the way as that one kind of smashes into you. Leap out of the way, and it kind of, instead of it hugs the other one, and they almost like go into each other and create one creature, one humanoid, and then they slowly separate as they step out of each other and continue to slowly march forward. That's the end of them. The Ashen is just. The Ashen has just gotten rid of the dwarf down below. And then
we should have told the hobgoblin to go to Grindbone.
The shadowy the mirror witch appears at the top of the stairs, rushing down towards Ashton. She will wait, what is this? The hires the worlds of dark energy. Okay, so she stands at the top of the stairs and she kind of puts her hand out, and she was like, "This is for my sister," and this like dark ray kind of goes blasting out, and she's like, "Your party invaded our space. I saw a hammer to her face. Vile creatures you are." The blast will let's see. This will deal like magical damage on a Bane willpower.
Whew.
So actually no, so it will deal half damage if you pass, it will deal full damage if you fail, or it can be evaded, or if you've got it's not physical damage, so it can't be like parried, so it can't be like blocked in that way. So I don't know what you want to do to it, or otherwise you just try to not take as much of it, or jump out of the way of it, but that takes your action.
I've already done my action.
You've done your action. Yep. So then it would just be your willpower, Bane willpower check.
Yep, that's a pass. 7 and an 8.
Pass, and then you only take half the damage, which will be 1d10.
Does the stone skin spell do anything? Because it's magical.
It does not here. because it's magic damage. So it's just 1 point of damage because I literally only rolled a 1. So you're good there so far. I mean, this is some Freeman shit. The way you are dancing around, killing these guys, I love it. So yeah, our wizard has stayed untouched. The fortune teller ends her turn. I know I keep saying this is a lot. So, and then before we move to the final, what I imagine is the final turn, considering where everyone's hit points are and everything, or where the enemies are, suddenly, Makeda, you feel this. Let me go back to reading it because I thought you feel this like phantom pain. You feel wounds, and maybe it's that touch there, but you start to feel wounds that aren't there. You can play this up however you wish, but at the start of each round in combat, you must make a willpower roll, or you'll end up spending your turn convincing yourself that you are badly injured. Essentially, you will act like you're downed if you fail your willpower check. You'll just like be like, "Help me, Kazan!" I'm like, "Okay,
so I failed it, so I instantly go, Kazan.
Yeah. So it's
absolutely not even absolutely the most blood curdling, realist, rawest, like not even fake acting. This is. She is dying.
Yes.
And he cast hypochondriac on you.
He cast drama queen on me.
So this is a curse that is affecting her right now, and will likely last the next shift, or until she gets rest, until she can get herself together. But the thing is, if she can overcome it the next turn, it's a curse that she can continue. Like, so next turn she can check again, and if she overcomes it, she'll get over it. But if she misses again, she'll kind of keep going back and forth with this thing. So this new round, let's pull. Let's see where we get to.
Oh my god!
What'd you get?
1.
No. Oh no, that's good.
That's good.
I've been rolling so well.
3. Let's see what I got for Ashton. Ashton's gonna be right behind because Ashton's gonna be 4. And then the shadow creatures. I always feel like initiative has a little bit of a, when you're doing it through alchemy, it's a weird kind of, I don't know if it works this way, but I have a feeling like, is it because the quicker you all draw, because like a lot of times when Kazan gets a draw, but because I'm trying to draw, it's Kazan's trying to draw, and so I notice like sometimes he gets like better numbers before. I don't know what like the algorithm, I don't know how it really works, but I know that like, it kind of feels like you should try to scramble to grab I feel like I'm scrambling to grab the cards before you all do.
Well, at least you control my fate.
Because like a lot of times if you guys draw them all first, I will know what I'm left with. It's like, oh shit, they've got 1, 3, 4, and I'm left with like, and then I just control Ashton's fate for some. That's why I try to draw you first to give you the benefit of the doubt before I draw a lot of other. So it doesn't seem like I'm trying to screw you. Yeah, so we've got Kazan 1, Makeda 2. That's good. The hag, then Kazan, then the creatures that are down there. So at least you guys have the jump on them. Kazan and Makeda, this is your moment to shine here. Well, Makeda's tripping out here, but Kazan, this is.
Kazan, you have to save her. She's dying.
And it says in Phantom Pain, and you're at the start. So at the start of your round. So good thing about this is you get to try to overcome this, and if you overcome it, you can jump right back in the battle and not have to worry about it. So that feeling, that pain from last turn, you could be able to overcome. But let's see what you got, Kazan.
All right, I'm just gonna do a regular hammer attack.
A hit.
Yes, whew. So glad I upgraded that.
Damage.
My bonus.
Oh yeah, there.
10 damage.
10. Okay. One of them is dead. Are you doing dual wield where you do that second attack or no? That's
No.
Okay. One of them is. Now you could move around them because this allows you to move up to here. Unless you're trying to run over to Makeda, that means you would take an evade, as this one could attack you as you run by, or you just stay in here.
No, I'm gonna stay here for now.
Okay. All right. There is Makeda, your turn here.
So, can I do anything besides pretend to be injured?
No, that's what I'm saying. Is you get a chance to check every. So you get another another willpower check
I thought
now.
you said until I had to rest. So.
No. That's what I'm saying. The curse is persistent. If you overcome it, you have to test. It says basically what it says in the rules. You have to test every single round of combat at the beginning of your turn to work through the. So you're just like, this is basically, can you fight through the pain?
Can I fight through the pain? And it's a willpower?
It's a willpower check, yeah.
Damn it. I cannot fight the pain.
Okay, so then you are still down. Writhing. Okay.
Like, pick my head up for a second. Check to make sure.
And then,
I'm dying. Kazan.
I'm coming.
I don't want to die.
Don't be lazy.
What'd he say?
Don't be lazy.
He features rolling. Looking for disease. I don't see the rules for what the disease does, so I'm gonna look at that after the game. Okay, and just take a note on it because Kazan has it. He's been touched by it, and so has Makeda. Other than that, so I won't make opposed rolls for those right now because I don't know what they do. But Kazan is gone. Makeda's done. Back to the hag. She will try to zap you. That can't do the same move. So she will go for... She goes, ah! And she like leaps off the stairs and just kind of comes down to like try to land on you where your neck is, and like you see her like like not like a vampire fangs, but just a nasty stinking mouth as she goes to like bite into your like shoulder. This is to Jane. This is to Ashton.
Ashton, good.
This is back here. So she's like leapt off the trying to bite him. Are you there, Ashton? Maybe stepped away.
Alright, I was muted. Yep. I can take it.
All right, so it's going to be her venomous bite is 2d8.
Oof.
Now your armor does count for this, so your stone skin would count. So 12s. So was that reduce it by 6? Would you? I don't know what you casted it.
I cast at the highest level, so it reduces it by 8.
8. Okay, so she takes so 4. And then after that, the.
Want you to do a Constitution thing? 'Cause it's poison or?
Yep, it's a you are thinking in the right. Just trying to go back to that window. The victim becomes So you don't have to make it's basically that you just take sickly. You automatically take the condition sickly. And if you cast any healing spells or you heal at half your rate.
Gotcha. So automatically sickly.
Yep, automatically sickly by taking it. So you're like, I mean, Evil Dead style in this little cabin as he's like moving around with this little old lady on a little old man's back. He's trying to shake her off, wands blazing, magic going off. Camera pans. It is the creatures. Oh no, it's Ashen's turn. You get to respond.
Yeah, I'm gonna upcast Whirlwind again because she is in the line.
This is true. You're gonna do the same amount to get her to that 30 foot.
Yep.
Okay, let's see.
Which I don't like rolling a 19 on a magic spell. I mean, oh nope, that fails.
Oh, so then and does it move her at all then, or just
Nope.
so she
the
win?
spell fails.
So she just kind of like closes her hands and like almost like, you know, like you all are fighting each other, your magic against hers, as the wind just rolls around her and she kind of settles herself there in the room, in the space. Down below,
I'm gonna walk over to I'm gonna jump down.
Oh shit!
With her on me.
Wait. You've already made an action. You can move. You're telling me you're trying to push through her, and you're just trying to. So you're not. You're gonna take 10d6 damage, fall damage.
Oh man.
I feel like James has been wanting to die for a while and like make a new character. I don't know, like.
Nah, I'm gonna stand next to it. But you said she was like on me, so just in case.
Well, yeah, because what I'm saying, yeah, really, she's not really. She's really just standing 5 feet in front of you. So your thing spells. I mean, I guess I can imagine if she's on you, I'll take that if you're going to do that. But otherwise, you would fall with her, right? Like that's the only way I can imagine that. Like you would be jumping off because that was flavor that she was on you.
Slow fall.
Good.
I don't have that spell. No.
Dang.
Yeah, that would be. So okay, so then otherwise you'd probably leave it there. Down below, the one of those creatures tries to attack Kazan. It's going to do overpowering hunger. Overwhelmed by its hunger, the creature lunges. So these things almost act like zombies, but the way it's not like they have mouths, so it's more like you feel like they're feeding off of your like energy, off of like your soul, versus you being torn, and you feel wherever they touch you, it feels like it burns, like it leaves a mark on your body. And so this one is kind of going for your, kind of like trying to like latch onto you and rip into you, Kazan. You can try to fast footwork it. Your choice, you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna fast footwork it.
Smart.
This will be slashing damage if it hits. Ooh,
Yeah,
that's
that's
a fail.
Damn it.
It will do 2d8 slashing. So you do have armor. 4 for 1, but it also prones you and leaps on top of you. And it says that like it jumps on you, starts to rip, tear at you in a frenzy, absorbing your life force. So as you're knocked down. And again, you're exposed to that disease, whatever that it's. So that's it. So 1, and you're prone. That's it. And the creature's on you, so it's almost like you have to like get it off of you. So you're fighting. So standing, you'll still be able to stand up because it's not grappled. So I guess you can stand up like normal on your next turn, but it would be doing anything hitting you while you're prone is doing an extra d6 damage to you for sure. One of the creatures standing over. These creatures standing over Makeda are going to do damage.
No.
One of them's going to do the same thing, lunge on Makeda and give her 2d8.
I may be dying. For real.
9 points. Are you down?
I am dying for real.
The other one,
unconscious.
while it's eating her, will rush over to, and one of them like paws away as it's like, and so like as it's like you're like more of those black spots are forming on your body, like starting to like kind of creep and crawl all over your skin. The other one runs over to Kazan. This one.
If Kazan is worried that Makeda's acting up when she's yelling that she's injured, sorry, a helicopter is searching for someone above my apartment all of a sudden.
Oh, no worries. We don't.
Okay. But the as she falls unconscious, the silence that falls maybe is scary for real. Compared to her hamming it up, yelling for help, the silence is probably a little scary.
The other creature moves over to you, Kazan, and begins to like bend down and embrace you. It's going to be another touch, kind of clawing at you. You can fast footwork from the ground. It would be at a bane, trying to like move away from it, but
I'm out of willpower now.
You're out of it. It's going to be 2d8.
Scary.
13 points. So -3, so 10 points of.
I'm down now.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Oh my
No,
gosh.
God, we're fucked.
And so.
Jumbi, unflutter right now.
There's this moment where you can feel yourself kind of going in and out, like Kazan. You realize that like you could fight through this to push them off of you and try to get up and rush to Makeda, but you feel yourself slipping in and out. Makeda, you're going in and out as well, and the creatures that are like feeding on your life force, like there's just too many of them. Just quick blows, they're not strong, just touching them could get them off of you, but you all both are feeling so weak as the life force begins to fade. Up above, the hag moves back and forth over swinging at at Ashton. He knows that if he could just get past her, he could possibly get to his friends below. I'll give you all a good chance to go around and tell me like where headspace you're in or anything you want to ask. I don't want to speak for your characters. Go ahead. If there's anything you want to share, but this is where we're at as we begin to close out tonight. Not where I wanted us to be, but Jumbi will be able to be unflittered.
He tried.
So we'll hope that he will be able to.
Malcolm's like, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. I think Makeda, as she's like going in and out, she's shifting from. There's like a half second maybe before she tips over into unconsciousness, where the curse sort of lets up for a second. So she goes from fake perception really quickly. Her mind goes from fake perception of I'm injured, I'm dying, half a second of relief at recognizing that it's a curse, only to then be confronted with no, it's real. You are actually hurt and you need help. And probably she's like twisting around on the floor a little bit, trying to see if she can get a glance at where Kazan's at. Like
she can see him.
Floor. If she sees him on the floor, her heart just sinks, because her ending up on the floor is one thing. We have seen many a time when Makeda has been stomped on by some monsters, but to see Kazan down, that's scary. So in a second, she's scared for Kazan.
She realizes this could be the end. This could be where it all ends. She's got a prayer to Eshu. She's got these figures to Yamoja. She can see that the way they're tugging on Kazan and the blood starting to pool around both of you. You realize those people went through the same thing as their bodies were like dragged away. This could be you meeting your end in the same way, and it's like this is not the way it's supposed to end. How about you, Kazan?
It's something similar. Like as I go down, I'm just like. My mind is just fixated on like what my goal was to get to McKenna as soon as possible, and like just trying to push my body to get up, but it's just not responding.
Yeah, and And just how about you? Cause Ashton, anything before we close out in terms of your
He's really wondering, what did y'all do? Trouble. I've been assaulted by almost 3 people while I was trying to cook dinner.
Ashton's like, bro, I am literally not involved in whatever is pissing all these people off.
And I imagine there's a moment where she leaps off of you. Because she never was really like, she's not on you like that. But I imagine there's a moment where you can kind of stand, you and her, just kind of in this standoff, pacing, both of you ready to cast. Both of you, her nails are kind of like kinetic, sparking energy, and your staff is glowing. Whoever's gonna get the next spell off, right? Could change this whole outcome, as well as Jumbi in whatever he's doing in his flitter moment. But I just think it'll as maybe even he just mumbled it, like, what the hell did they do? Like,
We did our best.
Yeah, and
this is the second time I've said don't mess with the hags. They mess with the hags.
And
90 nickels for every time they mess with some hags against my express advice.
I'm really mad at Jimby for not helping us in this situation.
I'm glad that he's not here, because that means he gets to pop in at full health next time.
Yeah. And there we'll kind of end on like the camera pushing up on both, like almost like a feeding frenzy, like that zombie, but they like the shadowy feeding frenzy as they like look like, the light absorbing in them and you all, but then slowly but surely the last thing on the faces of Kazan and Makeda is the blackness consuming right up, and it cuts to black right when it's about to like take their faces, and we'll end there.
Freaky.
Tough game, but I always look to say good game, but man, really tough game. Sorry, I know it's been
I should have dodged. I should have tried to evade that first
one. Yeah,
that first attack. I thought I could take it, but I could not, in fact, take it.
Yeah, they're a very weak monster, but a very sinister monster if they start to get moves off.
And they did.
Yeah,
by God, they did.
So,
and Kazan should have taken that extra attack.
For sure. But I think he was out of will. That's where the trade-off on Kazan using... See, Kazan is a fighter, so if he keeps fast footworking, he's eventually going to run out of ability to lay down assault.
Hit stuff good.
So he almost has to absorb damage. You need to like get absorb damage and put damage out. It kind of puts him on the... Which he did do. He does do. He usually does really well. So in this situation, it was a tough situation. So I get that. Yeah.
Probably also a tough situation that we really didn't have any kind of resting in between this and the mimic fight.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, this is typical D&D dungeon crawling where you're forced into resource where you start to you drain resources and things get tough. I've realized with I was talking to somebody about this in my game master style, it does lull players into some form of... I don't do it on purpose, but I realize what I do is I often will throw one big fight at you at a time. And so my players get used to having one big fight and then resting. One big fight and resting. So the moment I throw a second fight, everybody's dying. like the other group is like almost dead because I threw that second fight because everybody you threw all their resources at the first fight. And a lot of times in D&D, you have to be, especially in a dungeon, you're like, okay, is this fight going to be it? What's going to come after? Or are we going to get a chance to rest? Will something attack us while we're resting? And so I think that's where it also plays into it gets tough like after that, and that's part of the game. That is part of like sometimes you're gonna have to like try to struggle through not having everything at your disposal. But yeah, I think your saving grace is probably having Jumbi with all his hit points, and Ashen is not really hurt. Or well, actually you're hurt, but you still got some will. You still got you still got pretty decent magic though on you.
I got 6 willpower left.
Okay, so yeah,
and I'm at 14 hit points, but I got a nice 8 armor.
See,
so as long as
that's what I'm saying. So
keep coming.
Yep. So I think it's gonna have to be Cannon Powerhouse. Like they just have to come in and just start wrecking shop, and somehow get. Well, the scary part is they need to get to you all. That's
Yeah.
I don't want you like. y'all gotta stop splitting apart. I love you, Jameson, but you gotta start going with your people. You gotta stop leaving them, because they can't, like, because
Hey,
also because
we were doing okay for a hot
think
second
about
there.
you gotta think, as a game master is thinking about Jameson's power level when he's there, but also once he's removed, everything's imbalanced, right? Like, not that I even try to always balance it, but I'm like, yeah, it does make it tough. But at the same time, I like it, because sometimes it makes it kind of fun, because, he's not there to just, like, blow everything up, and you guys have to struggle a bit. Today, it just worked out, like you said, Jameson, where everybody's in the wrong room, everybody's fighting the wrong thing. It just worked out like that. But, there's hope. There's hope. I'm gonna hold out for hope, and yeah,
Always.
yeah. I didn't want to push another round with him without Jimby here, but that Sean should have been here,
Because you know what happens.
I know what happens
we
if
all
this.
die.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna kill those ducks and send them to the underworld. They just spawn. They just spawn in the back rooms.
And then the ducks will rule the underworld.
Oh my gosh. You can still roll for skills even though you're down. You can still roll for leveling up skills if you like. Not a lot of dragons or demons tonight.
No,
I don't
not
I
really.
don't know, that 19 screwed over that wind spell.
Yeah. So
I was asked this, Malcolm. Is it 3 or 4 we roll for?
4. You can roll for 4.
4. Okay.
Yeah. 5 if you played to your yeah.
Let's do crossbow.
Mentalism is 18 now.
Yay.
Nice. So you get another heroic ability. Because you just not necessarily another spell, but another heroic ability. So, though unless you took magic talent, that would be
No, I've still got one open magic talent I haven't learned.
Yeah. This looks like Kazan definitely got something leveled up there.
Okay, above 10. Crossbow. Damn it! I hate this.
Now, if I take focus to increase my maximum willpower, will that give me 2 back?
Wait. Oh, because you were down 2 focus? What happened? I misunderstood that. Jameson?
So my total focus is 23.
Uh-huh.
It's going to be going up to 25.
Uh-huh. Yeah?
So
Why can't you
would
do
that restore 2?
Will he have access to 2 more points that he didn't have previously?
Oh,
Like,
sure.
does the maximum
so
go
then
up, or does it affect his current pool?
Technically, your maximum goes up, and you don't get 2 more, but I'll give you 2 more, so you'll start the next game with 8 instead of 6. That's fine. Yeah, it's like you finding some willpower. Now, remember, also, wizards, you all can also draw. Once you run out of magic, you can start to draw from your health, though I know it's pretty low. You can draw from your health. It's a pretty cool feature. Jason did it last game, and it was pretty scary, but like you can take a D4, D6, D8, all the way up to a D20, but whatever you roll, it draws immediately from your life force, and then you need to use those willpower immediately in some form, fashion, or whatever to cast a spell.
I cast kill myself.
Oh man, good stuff. Well, at least we got you out of here. Yeah, I know
Like
it's a rough week. Everybody's dealing with hard shit in life, so I'm sorry it was a session that just it was so rough. But
How could you, Malcolm?
yeah, it's not always. Sometimes the days don't line up with the dungeon, man.
Yeah. Oh well.
But you guys have the tools. You just got to get out of this.
We'll figure it out. We always.
Yeah. Hopefully they'll. At least Kazan's down there with you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
At least I'm not dying alone.
Yeah, not dying alone. That's crazy. I didn't expect them to like eat through. Yeah, but I realized it's from the last fight. Yeah, they're just like, yep, that's that one thing. But good stuff. I like I said, I'm holding out hope. We'll see how it goes. It'll be a fresh reset. It'll be a fresh draw cards. Jumby will have to be top of his game. They aren't super strong, so hopefully damage can be. And then we don't also know where Jumby is in the flitter idea, because here's what I'm gonna do. I am not going to tell you. Don't. I'm going to ask everybody to not talk to Sean about what happened tonight.
Oh, too late. I already messaged.
Oh my gosh. Cheryl.
Sorry.
Because then I could have asked him truthfully, where would you have been in the... So I'd have been like, did you stay in the room? Did you go down? Because then he might have gone down. I would have a reason to possibly have him appear in the dungeon. Now I got to leave it all to chance. Because I was going to be like, well, maybe if you'd have went down.
Discord, I added him just now, and I said, like, so don't be mad. But
Delete it.
No. See, here's the thing. Is that all you told him?
Yeah, I think
that's fine. That's fine. I'm saying, as long as you didn't tell him what everybody was doing, I want him to think for himself.
Don't be mad. We're both unconscious and surrounded by monsters.
Okay, so what I'm going to ask him is where he would have went. Would he have stayed in the room, or would he have gone down with you, like after you? And based on that, that'll let me know if he's down there close by, or if he's up with Jameson. Because if he's up with Jameson, then he can definitely help out and kill the witch really quickly. But then he's still far away from you all, where you guys are still likely to die, getting eaten on, and no one's going to save you. By the time he's going to get to you, you'll probably be dead. If he's down there, he has more chance of finding the space, being like, because if he's down there, he's like 2 rooms away, which would make more sense that he's walking up on the scene and then being able to cast a spell immediately. So otherwise, I'm doing a huge stretch from, or it's just going to be very difficult. You guys have to stay. You guys, there's no one to save you all right now, right? Like you literally, I don't even think you can. Yeah, you can't even stabilize. You're literally gonna just get eaten to death at this point. Kazan could fight through it and stand up, but like every time he takes damage, that's gonna be 1 fail towards death. So essentially, you all could fight through and just try to survive 3 rounds before you take that final death save, and hopefully kill them all. Like, you need to like get yourselves up back in the fight and kill them. That's what you guys gotta save yourselves, or
Sounds
go out fighting.
Yeah,
there you go.
How I would phrase it to Sean is, when Kazan went down, would you have followed with Kazan, or would you stayed up as the lookout?
That's a good way to phrase it. That's what I'll do. Yeah, I'll ask him.
Follow me through that hidden door.
Because that gives us a fair way for us to see if this goes really, really bad. It doesn't. Because otherwise, I feel like I'd be kind of metagaming to find a spot. I feel like the kind of DM I'm going to try to give Sean the best shot to save you, and then that feels a little too metagamey, and it feels a little too. So this way,
and that question, it proposes 2 important aspects of what they were doing. Is like, are you going to be the lookout still?
Yes, or are you going to go down? Yeah, I'll do that. I like that. Cool. So try to refrain from be fair, and then we'll see what happens. I'll keep that whenever I find out. But yeah, it's fine to let him know that people are surrounded and people are hurt. Hopefully, as I ask him that question, he'll put the dots together. If he doesn't, then it might be a rough next session, and we might be saying goodbye to some folks and making some new characters.
Quack, quack. Quack, quack, bitch.
Listen, if y'all play Mallards, I just ask that you not play them like goddamn Disney characters, like Darkwing Duck characters, like, and but that's what you're gonna do. So you know it. It's just gonna be like, all right. Just if you notice some of my GM empathy go out the window, it's just gonna be, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be.
We're gonna die again so fast.
All right. Well, this was good. Good seeing y'all. Always. I'm glad we played. Sorry, people are.
Here's better shit happening to all of us in the next 2 weeks.
Better. Yeah.
I've already got a plan.
Okay.
Which is cast Frost, hopefully reduce. Pretty much, it's get both of our willpower as low as possible, beat her to death with the staff.
Nice.
Yes. Good stuff.
Old school honor.
All right.
All right, folks. I'm gonna jump off to make sure the little one is asleep. So I heard her screaming back there, and go make sure she's all right.
No Emmy.
No Emmy tonight. Yeah, she went swimming, so she was gone she got back a little bit later. But I could tell she's giving her mom hell when I went out for the break, so I'll go out there and check on them. But good game. Yeah.
Fuck.
And lately,
game,
now that
y'all.
she's getting older, like I used to like to stay on and talk a lot, but what ends up happening is she stays up because she hears me talking. So yeah, like, but on the good nights, I still just like some days she sleep and then she's good, but if she's still up, then she just won't go to bed because she hears me talking. Yeah,
She wants to be involved.
she wants to be involved.
included.
She wants to be a part of the. She wants to be a part of the the action. So
She wants you to stop talking so she can go to bed.
All right.
All
Good
right,
night,
y'all.
All right, night, y'all.
good night. Later.
First time a spell failed.
Oh shit.